Medicare annual enrollment ends.
We've got the real rivalry right here, ladies and gentlemen. The Badgers and the Minnesota Golden Gophers.
It's a lot of fun to coach in. It's a heck of a rivalry.
There go the Golden Gophers. There's the axe. And Minnesota has knocked off Wisconsin.
It's a rivalry game that's going to be huge.
The Wisconsin Badgers, they grab Paul Bunyan's axe, and they'll take it back to Madison. The annual battle for Paul Bunyan's axe, the Wisconsin Badgers and the Minnesota Golden Gophers.
Welcome to the Home Depot Big Ten on CBS. For the 134th time, the Minnesota Golden Gophers and the Wisconsin Badgers will meet for Paul Bunyan's axe. Hey everybody, I'm Tom McCarthy along with Jay Feely from Michigan, where an old number 49 will be joined by the pride of Georgia State, Tiffany Blackman and Gene Steratore in just a little bit. All right, end of the football regular season. This is what college football is all about.
Yeah, what I love about college football is the passion, the pageantry. It's what makes it so special, and what's really unique is the rivalries. You don't have that in the NFL. You have it in college football, and we have it today.
Well, this rivalry is so big that there are two different rewards that have been given out over the course of its history. And for more on the rivalry and those rewards, here's Tiffany Blackman.
Hey Tom, when we spoke with Wisconsin coach Luke Fickell, he told us this matchup is our Super Bowl. And for Minnesota, PJ Fleck said with this being the most played rivalry that this is what people love about college football, the pageantry, the tradition. Now, long before these two teams were playing for Paul Bunyan's axe, well, they were battling it out for this slab of bacon trophy. Now, it was lost sometime in the 1940s. But in '94, it was found in a Wisconsin storage room. So a little trivia for you, Tom and Jay. Do you know the original idea behind this trophy?
Well, it became a great commercial saying, bring home the bacon, Tiffany. And for Luke Fickell, he's trying to bring home a 500 record or better for the Wisconsin Badgers. Things were going so bad that this is the second game since he's made a coaching change as Nate Letton is calling the plays for the offense.
And they certainly switched it up, and it worked. They got into a huddle. They hadn't been doing that. A lot of pre-snap motion and shifts to help the quarterback, and then play action to be able to take shots downfield. And the biggest beneficiary of that was Vinny Anthony. If you want to take shots downfield, you have to freeze the defense with play action. They were able to do that 137 yards.
Wow.
You know, and just trying to find ways to help their quarterback, Braden Locke, be more efficient in the passing game.
Meanwhile, for PJ Fleck, this is his 8th year as the head coach of Minnesota. He's 3-4 against Wisconsin during his time at Minnesota. This year, he's had 7 games decided by one score. He's got a really good quarterback, though, in Max Brosmer.
Max Brosmer has gotten better and better throughout this season. He has really good vision. He has a very quick release. He throws with accuracy, and he's got the moxie to throw into those tight windows. He's going to continually do it because he checks at the line 60-some times against Penn State, and then taking those opportunities and throwing with anticipation. And the guy that he throws with most, Tom, is Daniel Jackson, a guy who's trying to set records today.
Yeah, Daniel Jackson comes in with 69 receptions, 802 yards, and yes, as Jay alluded to, he is on the doorstep of several school records coming into this afternoon's game. And here come the Wisconsin Badgers. 24 seniors honored today for Wisconsin. Here come the Golden Gophers of Minnesota. Yeah, it's the end of the regular season in college football. The pageantry is upon us. So is the kick. Next. The Home Depot Big Ten on CBS is sponsored by Discover, Modelo, State Farm. Current temperatures 22 degrees, coldest game in Madison since 1951. There's a 2% chance of snow, and it was snowing earlier today. Again, this is the 134th meeting. PJ Fleck to your left, Luke Fickell to the right. They were both coaches under Jim Tressel at one point at Ohio State. And again, Minnesota's already qualified for a bowl. Meanwhile, Wisconsin is trying to qualify for a bowl. Gavin Lom is set to kick it off. Parrish, the dynamic freshman, is back deep to receive. So here we go. The 134th meeting between Wisconsin and Minnesota is underway. And Parrish will come up and take it at the goal line. He's got good speed into the open field, and he's stopped up at the 20-yard line. All right, here the players we'll see today, presented by Wayfair. We begin with Max Brosmer, the transfer from New Hampshire.
Well, they went out and they found him, and he has come in and played really good football. He exceeded expectations. The thing that stood out to me, talking about that Penn State game, he had 63 kills and alerts last week. You don't even hear that in the NFL. That's a guy that understands football at a really high level, and it gives the offensive coordinator the ability to get to the line, allow him to make checks, and get you into the right play.
Yeah, and again, that's going to make him a commodity at the next level, being able to do that kind of stuff. Some shifting, the two tight ends on the right and left side of the offensive line. On first down from the 20-yard line. And in motion, they give it off to Taylor, and Taylor's going to run to his right, and Taylor moves the pile up to the 23. All right, let's take a look at this lineup for the Gophers. We talked about Darius Taylor. He is a hard-nosed runner.
Yeah, he is, and they're going to give him the ball a lot today, and you got to watch him not only in the run game, but also receiving the ball, coming out of the backfield. 48 receptions, third most in FBS.
Yeah, those are the players we're looking for, presented by Wayfair. It'll be second down and 7. They don't have a lot of big plays, Minnesota that is. Empty backfield, trips to the bottom. Brosmer to throw, zips it to the right, pass is complete and short. Daniel Jackson, the intended receiver, up to the 26-yard line. All right, how about for the Badgers? They're happy because they get their safety back, Hunter Wohler.
And Wohler is a stud. He is the centerpiece of this defense. Plays the strong safety position, but can blitz, a sure tackler, makes plays on the ball. He will be everywhere, all over the field, and he's the guy who's going to match up with Darius Taylor coming out of the backfield.
Minnesota last week, 5 of 12 on third down. They're 46% for the year, which is among the best in the Big Ten. Third down and 4. That's Taylor in the backfield. Brosmer has time. Brosmer, middle of the field, passes incomplete, broken up. Jackson had it, but he was nailed by Tackett Curtis. It'll be fourth down.
Well, if you're a Wisconsin fan, exactly what you wanted to see on that first series. Come out, stop the run, and then when they check and get to a pass play that they like, come up with a nice stick. The ball was a little bit behind Jackson. If it's out in front, I think he can try to make a play to get the first down, but an excellent series for this Badgers defense.
Vinny Anthony back deep to receive. Anthony, 5 punt returns so far this year. Mark Crawford is the punter. And he does all these different things with the football when he lets it go, and it's going to roll to about the 32-yard line. So a quiet opening possession from Minnesota, and now we'll see what Wisconsin's opening possession will be like. Here are the players we'll see today, presented by Wayfair. And the quarterback position obviously has been part of the discussion for Wisconsin this year.
But it was much better last week. You can see the numbers, 292 yards, 3 touchdowns. The interception, that's what stands out. He's had 8 games. Every game he's started, Braden Locke has had an interception. Can't afford the turnovers today.
Originally from Mississippi State, where he was recruited by the late Mike Leach. Off the play fake to Walker. He dumps it off underneath. And up to the 37-yard line. It's a gain of 5. That's Anthony for the first time. Again, the players we'll see today, presented by Wayfair. Walker's a key in the backfield.
If they win this game, they have to be able to run the ball. Wisconsin has to have more rushing yards. They got to lean on this offensive line. It's the strength of this team. They've had all their starters all year long playing on the offensive line. Only 4 teams in all college football in the FBS. So that's how they have to win this game.
Only 11 sacks allowed so far this year by Wisconsin, as Walker gets a couple yards up to the 39-yard line before he's wrapped up and taken down. It'll be third down. This is the defense presented by Wayfair. And Corey Lindenberg is a machine.
He is a tackling machine, Town. 90 tackles on the year. 34 more than the next guy on the team. And just a guy that will rush the passer. He's very good at that, can play in coverage, can do really everything you want from that linebacking position.
Remember last week, Minnesota held Penn State to 1 for 11 on third down. And in motion into the backfield. Locke to throw, zips it incomplete. It was intended on the near side for Green, and a flag comes in. So it's going to be a penalty against Minnesota, which P.J. Fleck can't believe. Justin Wally was the one who got there early.
Pass interference. Defense, number 5. The ball he places the spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
Hear the wind in Brian Banks' microphone.
We got a nice jam there. He's okay. And then that left hand wrapped around the shoulder. That's what the official sees from behind. It's a good call. Locke was a little late with that ball. That's kind of why Wally got there a little early.
So a first down, it moves the ball up to the 45-yard line. Opening possession for Wisconsin. They average 24 points per game. Locke off the play fake. Ball is tipped in and incomplete. That could have been dangerous. It looked like it was tipped at the line. Parrish was the one who was in the face.
Tom, this is something you've seen throughout the year with Braden Locke. Balls getting tipped, leading to interceptions at some of the most inopportune times. Think back to that Oregon game, and the ball got tipped, and they get an interception, and that kind of ends the game. That's using your head, huh?
It sure is. There you go, 17 batted passes the last 2 seasons. They have stats for everything. On second down, off the play fake again. Pass is complete. Bryson Green, he's shy of the first down. There is a flag on the far side of the field. Looks like there's an illegal man downfield. That'll move Wisconsin back.
Ineligible player downfield. Offense, number 56. 5-yard penalty. It's still second down.
You know, that's a shame because it was a well-designed play.
And you saw him double clutch, and that double clutch is where the offensive lineman gets too far downfield. You're trying to match it up, and you can go 3 yards downfield, but that double clutch right there, a triple clutch almost, and now the offensive line is too far downfield.
Kekahuna checks in for the first time for Wisconsin. It'll be second down at 15. To the gun, Locke to throw again. And Locke's pass to Kekahuna is complete above the 45. Parrish in on the coverage. And it looked like both players came down to the ground with the football. And Parrish is saying, hey, I had it.
Well, he's got 5 interceptions in his freshman year. He's been all over the field throughout this season, especially here's Kekahuna, the ball a little bit behind.
Yep.
He has it there. That's certainly a catch for Wisconsin. And now here's third down. You'd love to find Will Pauling, but he's not playing today. He was injured. Didn't play last week against Nebraska, and they won't have him again today.
Yeah, he's the guy that had 143 yards last year against LSU in that bowl game. He's such a weapon. On third down, Locke has the ball deflected, and it's incomplete. So that's 2 deflections already in this first quarter.
One of the things they wanted to see different for Braden Locke was his footwork with this new offense, having better footwork to eliminate some of these tip balls, to get him back further, to marry his footwork with the passing concept. But we've seen that already now twice today.
That's twice off the helmet of the defender. Very smart group, that Minnesota Golden Gophers. Parrish back deep to receive. Bertram's left-footed punter. He tries to directional kick all the time, and Parrish is going to be wrapped up and taken down. Excellent special teams by the Badgers. Jay Harper making, or O'Neal, excuse me, making the tackle.
2, please. Thank you.
Dad, that's Matt Liner.
Twins.
Twins?
Hey, look at us. Team Discover in the house.
Too much.
I like your style. Discover cashback, am I right? That's how we roll. Hey, maybe we'll see you out in the stands. Nah, I'm just here for cashback.
Earn cash back at the places you like to shop. Discover, proud sponsor of the Big Ten.
He loves that baby.
And Max Brosmer will go back to work. Now it's time for Do Project Smarter, presented by the Home Depot. Speaking of Max Brosmer.
Yeah, he plays very smart, Tom. I said earlier, 63 kills and alerts in last week's game. Allowed them to even go to the line of scrimmage with a couple of different plays, something you don't even see some of the NFL quarterbacks, the young NFL quarterbacks do. And they've gotten to a point in this offense this year where they feel really comfortable giving him complete autonomy at the line of scrimmage.
Which says a lot for him after playing 4 years at New Hampshire, where he was an outstanding player. Threw for 3,400 yards last year for New Hampshire. He's going to start under center. Marcus Major is in the backfield. They'll give it to Major. And Major trying to get to the edge, and he's wrapped up after a gain of 2. So let's look at Brosmer. It doesn't happen that often, but it happens more often now than it used to.
Well, you can see 67% completion percentage, 5 interceptions and 15 touchdowns. It's a guy that I didn't really know a ton about until I watched the film. And watching the film, I was super impressed. The thing that jumped out at me most was just how quickly he gets rid of the ball.
Last year, he finished in the top 3 for the Walter Payton Award, which is for the top player in Division I AA. On 2nd down and 8, tight end in motion. Brosmer quick drop, dumps it off underneath to Major, and Major makes a man miss. And gets up to the 16-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and about 2. Aaron Witt made the tackle.
These are the situations where having multiple plays is so advantageous. So get to the line quickly, a couple of pre-snap movements to try to get some tells from the defense. And then if you're going to run the ball, Brosmer can get you into a favorable look. If you don't like it running it, then you can check to a pass. And it just gives you the ability to have multiple options so you're not running a bad play into a bad look.
And Darius Taylor checks back in, and he is such a weapon as a receiver out of the backfield. Brockington comes in motion.
There's the pre-snap movement, getting a tell. They're in man.
Gears comes over and helps out. They give it off to Taylor. Taylor looking. Taylor's trying to find something. He didn't get it. He's a yard or so shy of the 1st down. Hunter Wohler makes such a difference, sort of closing things up. Darrell Peterson was there as well.
Well, great job by Mike Tressel's defense, setting the edge, forcing it back inside. Brosmer thought he had numbers and liked the look to run the ball there on 3rd and 2, but for a team that gives up 163 yards rushing, 4.6 per rush, a really good start for this Wisconsin defense.
And Wisconsin should get good field position here. Vinny Anthony is standing inside his 45-yard line as Crawford is back at his goal line.
They're punting into the wind here.
There's a line drive punt that bounces at the 46 and rolls out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Scoreless here in the 1st quarter. It's the 134th meeting between Minnesota and Wisconsin, and the Badgers will have it when we come back.
Okay, trainees, let's work on our fast and friendly claim service.
Eyes on the phone now.
Coming up with his 4th interception of the season early on in a must-win game for Colorado against Oklahoma State. That would lead to a touchdown. Ashton Dinty also racking up some yardage early. Best regular season since Melvin Gordon. T-Mac, gobble, gobble.
Adam, we appreciate it. Happy Thanksgiving to all you guys back in the studio, to everybody watching around the country. Colorado seeking its 6th conference championship appearance in school history. And here Wisconsin will take over 2nd possession.
I just want to wish my son, Jace Feely, a happy senior day out there in Colorado. You know, he's sitting at home after his ACL tear.
Yeah, Jace, we're all thinking about you. He's happy that you're up on your feet. 1st down. See that note at the bottom for Wisconsin, trying to get bowl eligible for 23 straight years. They give it off to Walker, who pounds his way to the 45, maybe the 46-yard line before he stood up and knocked back. Devin Eastern makes the tackle, gain of 2. So this is what's on the line for Wisconsin. And it is important to say, I mean, look at that streak of 22 straight winning seasons.
Well, for this team and for Luke Fickell, everything's on the line because you've had a tough season. But if you win this game, you beat your rival, you get bowl eligible, and you have a chance to have another winning season, you can right a lot of the wrongs.
Yeah, we talked to him earlier this week about that losing streak, and he's wearing it. He knows it, too. Locke has it swatted away. It's incomplete. That's the 3rd deflection. I think that's the 1st one with the hands. It was Eastern who got his hand up.
Well, this is a team that has struggled when there's pressure. Braden Locke this year is only 30% completion percentage when there's pressure. So Minnesota knows that they have to get home and try to get pressure on Braden Locke and not allow him to be comfortable in the pocket. You're going up against a veteran offensive line with multiple starters all over the place. Guys that have played 49 starts for Nelson.
Corey Heatherman, his 1st year, comes over from Rutgers after 2 years with Greg Schiano. Was also at James Madison. Locke trying to get it all on 3rd down. It's incomplete. Justin Wally was in on the coverage.
Well, they brought the house. They had pressure. You can see 6-man coming. They got a twist up front. Locke does not have time in the pocket, and he's unable to complete it. You can see the hands coming. He knows that he's already had 3 batted, so he's trying to get it above the hands, and the ball sails.
Yeah, Kekahuna was looking around. He didn't even realize where the football was. Bertram's on to punt the ball away. Remember, Minnesota blocked the punt last week against Penn State. Parrish called for the fair catch right around the 12-yard line. All right, not a whole lot of offense here in the first quarter between Minnesota and Wisconsin. We'll be back with the Golden Gophers on offense.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, so I saved hundreds.
First quarter. CBS Sunday, don't miss Justin Hartley in the shocking CBS fall finale of Tracker. New Sunday after 60 minutes and streaming on Paramount Plus. Minnesota, their average start is their own 14. This doesn't help that since it's at the 11.
They are going into the wind, though, and so when you have these cold weather games with windy conditions, when you have the wind at your back like Wisconsin did for this first quarter, you really want to try and take advantage of that.
Keep an eye on Taylor. I know we keep saying that, the sophomore out of Detroit.
Yeah, I was just saying in the break, I would try to get the ball in space, throwing in the ball, try and see if Wisconsin can match up with him.
Bunch formation at the top of your screen, tight end in motion. Brosmer has time in the pocket, throws to the right, pass is complete to the right. And he just found a little opening in that seam for Brockington.
Brosmer just goes right through his progressions, comes all the way across. Brockington sits down in the zone, and he's able to find him.
That's Spencer, excuse me, Jay, that's my fault.
And he had Taylor open in the flat, too. If he didn't want to go there to Spencer, he could have kept coming to Taylor.
All right, so Ursary is down. Now, they just retaped his ankle a moment ago. They were hoping to get him back in there, so he did come back in. So we have an injury timeout.
It's good to see him walking off. He's such an important part to this offense. A left tackle who's going to be a first-round pick, and they run the ball to the left behind him. That's the strength of this offense, running the ball.
What do you have, Tiff?
Yeah, guys, on their previous drive, I saw him come out. We all watched him limp off the field. The athletic trainers were taping his right ankle up, so it appears to still be giving him an issue, and obviously tried to give it a go, guys. The tent is up. I will keep you posted if I find out anything else.
Yeah, 6'6", 330 pounds. You know, they have three 6'6" guys on the left side, including the center, Greg Johnson, who's 6'6". First down up to the 21-yard line. Brosmer gives it to Taylor. Taylor to his left. Taylor's got room. And Taylor's up across the 30 to the 33-yard line. So they still run left, which is his favorite spot.
Yeah, and Leon Lowry, number 8 for Wisconsin. Watch him come through. Just slides in. He's got an opportunity right there. Just couldn't get off the block quick enough to make the play. This team averages 6 yards a carry going to the left, only just about 4 going to the right, so you can see how much more advantageous it is to go to the left. But when you got a guy like Ursary over there, he's so big and so dynamic and so powerful.
After a 12-yard gain on first down, they go back to Taylor, and Taylor gets a few more up to the 38-yard line. So he's still in the 10, Ursary. So here's some of the numbers. 5th season, all at Minnesota. Started playing football in the 11th grade because of his size. They thought, hey, listen, we got to get you out here.
And we talked to P.J. Fleck about him. He said when he gets to the combine and he does all of the tests that they do at the combine, he's going to dominate it. And so if he does that, he'll continue to jump up that board and get into that first round. They just know how good he is and how much better he's gotten year by only giving up 5 sacks in his career.
Gears comes in motion. Second down and 5. Major checks in the backfield. Brosmer lofts it to the near side and passes caught. And then some. Daniel Jackson. How about what he did at the end of that play to get 5 more yards?
I mean, that was an unbelievable catch. So watch this ball coming over his shoulder, Willie Mays style, makes the grab. A nice throw by Brosmer, but a better catch by Jackson. And then the wherewithal to continue upfield.
Gain of 37 yards. They're inside Wisconsin's own end. Ball is batted at the line of scrimmage. Ball was deflected by Ben Barton. It'll be second down and 10.
Got a clean pocket. a good job. When you can't get home as a defensive lineman, you know you're not going to make the sack. You got to try and mirror that quarterback, get the hand up, and block that ball, and that's exactly what Wisconsin did.
And Barton was going against Greg Johnson. We mentioned Johnson 6'6", so he had to make himself even higher than 6'6" on that deflection. Jackson comes in motion. Brosmer looks to his right, has Jackson. And Jackson is wrapped up, taken down. He does get positive yards. Hallman in on the coverage and the tackle.
That was a really good tackle by Ricardo Hallman, because when he threw it, I thought Jackson was going to have the opportunity to make a play there, but Ricardo Hallman, who had such an unbelievable year last year, with 7 interceptions last year, came up and make a really good play.
Gain of 3. You see he continues to move up the list for most receiving yards in Minnesota history. That long pass, he moved past the senior Tutu Atwell.
He's at the top of your screen, one-on-one.
Brockington is the bottom of your screen. He's 0. Brosmer looks left, throws to the right. Pass is caught. A leaping grab by Elijah Spencer, who gets down close to the 2-yard line. Borchgreen was in on the coverage. It's a gain of 21 yards, and Brosmer's finding a rhythm against this defense.
Well, I like the play design a lot, because you put Jackson up top, isolated, and then he's able to come across and draw coverage, and then you bring it back across the back, and it opens it up. There's Jackson coming across. 2 guys go with him, and you're able to then find the space, and that's what Brosmer does really well. He understands the offense, he knows where space, and he leads his receivers into space.
Brosmer now 6 of 8 on the afternoon. Taylor checks into the backfield. Brosmer's going to keep it himself. He lowers his shoulder, and he gets down inside the 1-yard line. His teammates are saying he's in, but he's just short. It'll be 2nd and goal.
He's got 4 rushing touchdowns on the season. They just decide to go. He's looking at it, pulls it back, keeps it himself. He can hand that off if he likes the numbers, otherwise keep it himself, and he almost gets in.
And now this is what they did earlier this season. Yeah, a little tush-push action. And he's being shoved to the goal line. A flag comes in on both sides, and no signal whether he got it in. And they're going to say that he's short of the goal line, but again, there's a penalty flag on each side of the field. Now they say touchdown, Minnesota. But let's see who the penalty is against. Well, that took a little drama out of it.
Offside. Defense. That penalty decline. Result of the play is touchdown.
So Brosmer gets the rushing touchdown with a little help from his friends.
So hard to defend this play when you have a quarterback that can run, you get low, when you have a veteran offensive line that understand how to run this play. Ross Tucker, my partner when we do NFL games, former O-lineman, he always talks about if those 2 guards in the center know how to run that play effectively, it's almost impossible to stop.
The ruling on the field of a touchdown is in the further review.
So Brian Banks, we thought this might happen, that there's going to be a further review of the touchdown. It took them a long time to peel everybody back to see where Brosmer was.
But it's going to be hard to look at it and say that he didn't get in. You're going to have to see. You can see how they're offsides there.
That's amazing.
But is there going to be irrefutable evidence that he didn't cross the goal line? I don't think so. You got a massive
really
humanity
hard to find, yeah. Here we go again. Boy, he actually handled a tough snap on that too. Gene Steratore is back in our ref room. All right, Gino, what are you seeing in this one? Is it tough to figure this one out?
Yeah, Tommy, I think you and Jay nailed that. You know, I was looking at Brosmer's legs. The only piece of his body that I could see definitively to make a distinction whether he was down early or not would have been either of the legs, the knees. Both of those appeared to be up, going to be really difficult to overturn.
The ruling on the field of a touchdown stands.
Oh, there you go. You're right on it, Gino, and so was Jay about that. It's really hard. I think the best thing we saw out of that was that Wisconsin was definitively offsides. There were helmets past the football.
The best thing we saw was some offense. Max Brosmer leading the team down the field. Daniel Jackson with the Willie Mays style catch, and unlike the game you did, Tom, last year with Nebraska and Iowa, we didn't have just punts. We got some offense on that drive.
So 6-0 Minnesota. Here's the point after by Kesich. 9 plays, 89 yards. Not a great snap, but the kick is good. 7-0 Minnesota. You're watching the Home Depot Big Ten on CBS. Max Brosmer into the end zone.
Marathon knows that fans are the true co-pilot of any team. And we're proud to fuel them and their teams. Because journeys are better when they're driven together. Save up to $1 per gallon with Marathon Rewards by downloading the app or joining at the pump.
USAA. You could be eligible if your spouse, parents, or even your grandparents served.
That was it. You're in.
As a veteran, I'm already in. USAA. Are you eligible?
It's that time of year again to get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days, where you'll find great offers on an efficient CR-V hybrid, spirited Accord hybrid, sporty Civic hybrid, and the all-electric Prologue. Don't wait, turn your dreams into reality with a new Honda, named KBB.com's best overall EV and hybrid brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
The $7 Lux Cravings box has the Gordita Supreme? What is this, the 90s? This flashback is off the hook. The 90s Gordita Supreme is back in the $7 Lux Cravings box. Relive the decades, only at Taco Bell. Booyah!
At FanDuel, we know how great it is to celebrate a win. And we want everyone to celebrate this NFL season. That's why we're giving away over $1 million in prizes with FanDuel free-to-play games. So lace up those dancing shoes. Because with FanDuel, you can feel like a winner after every play. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Adam Zucker with a Jeep update. Boise State, the projected 4 seed for the CFP right now. And the nation's leading rusher, Ashton Jeanty, pouring it on early. 60 yards and a touchdown. They're up 14-0 on Oregon State. They'll host the Mountain West Championship next week. T-Mac and Jen.
Yeah, Jeanty's had such an amazing year. I mean, let's put it in perspective a little bit with what he's done up against the best in Barry Sanders. I know Sanders didn't play as many games.
Well, and I'll just say he ran for 222 yards against Wyoming in the Holiday Bowl that year, which doesn't count.
Right.
Because they didn't count bowl game stats. I don't understand that personally. Like, give him his 222 yards and add that on to the 2,628 that he had.
Yeah, in fact, I said he hasn't played as many games. He won't be considered to have played as many games when it's all over.
But Gentry certainly has had an unbelievable season, and he's going to be a first-round pick as well.
So 7-0, Minnesota's on top. They had 89 yards on their last drive. Minnesota had 15 yards on the first 2 drives.
Wisconsin's got to get their offense going. They got to find a way to get the ball out of Braden Locke's hands without getting it tipped and get it to their playmakers. They haven't really tried to stretch the field. They haven't run the ball well yet.
This kickoff will be taken right at the goal line by Anthony. And Anthony's got some room up across the 20. And he lowers his shoulder to the 28-yard line. Here's something we can all be thankful for. The hit comedy Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage is back with a brand new episode Thursday at 8, 7 Central here on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. So we hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. We enjoyed ourselves here in Madison. Now Braden Locke down 7-0. He's 2 for 6 so far, Jay, with 12 yards, but he's had 3 balls batted at the line of scrimmage.
Well, they got to run the ball, Tom. We talked about that coming in. The strength of this team is this offensive line, this veteran offensive line that started so many games. They've been together all year, only 2 attempts for 4 yards.
Dupree with his first run of the day, and he stays on his feet, and he gets up to the 40, although I think the official might think he's down at the 36. Let's see where they mark it. Nope, they're going to say he did stay up.
This is what I want to see. I wanted to see them get back to running the ball and letting that offensive line eat. You can see he does not get touched until 5 yards downfield, and I wouldn't stop running it here if I'm Wisconsin. Try and get Minnesota on its heels and try to let your offensive line take over.
Well, it's a gain of 12 yards. They may review this because his knee looks like it is down there.
Yeah, there you go. You can see it is down. You had it called right away, Tom.
After an expedited review, the runner's knee was down at the 35-yard line. It'll be second down.
All right, so
second down.
Give Kerry Brown the tackle on that.
So it'll be 2nd and 3 now at the 35.
Yeah,
See the shin and the knee down.
Good sell on his part, though.
Well, you got to keep going. I mean, I love it. And I love the run. He exploded through. The offensive line did a good job opening up a hole.
Wisconsin averages 164 yards per game. The chain crew is trying to get themselves situated again. It'll be 2nd down and 3, so they need to get the marker down at the 38-yard line.
Tom, this offensive line has only given up 11 sacks. That's first in the Big Ten. Only 43 TFLs, tackles for a loss. That's 3rd in the Big Ten. And 161 yards rushing a game.
It's always been the reputation for Wisconsin, and certainly is this year, as Parrish makes the tackle from behind on Dupree. So here's this offensive line that we talked about. There are several who transferred from Cincinnati with Luke Fickell.
Jack Nelson, the left tackle, he's got 49 starts. The right tackle, Riley Mahlman, he has 30 starts. It's a veteran offensive line, and you just feel like in a game like this, you have to be able to be physical and run the ball. It's about 20 degrees out. It's windy.
Now a 3rd down and 1. They work it from the gun, which they always do. And Dupree looks like he got forward to the 39, so it was a 1st down.
So that's a big 1st down for this offense, Tom. To move the chains, you came out with a nice play on 1st down, and you had to convert on 3rd down to keep this offense moving. Nice play there by Coy Parrish, the freshman, number 3, trying to get in the backfield and make a stop.
He is active.
Yeah, he's all over the place. He had 13 tackles against Penn State last week.
Nowakowski, the tight end, goes in motion. They give it back to Dupree. He's hit in the backfield. That slows him up. And he's taken down for a loss on the play. That was excellent pursuit by Jack Henderson, who was there to hit him initially. It's a loss of 2.
Yeah, Jack Henderson just comes right off the edge, and they blitzed him a lot last week. Here he comes unblocked, trying to get to him, but they can't get the kick out, and that penetration allowed his friends to get there and make the tackle.
Yeah, they give him the initial hit, and the tackle goes to Anthony Smith. 2nd down and 12. Under a minute to play in the 1st quarter. Locke to throw for the first time in this series, and he's wrapped up and taken down. Strigo, the outstanding defensive lineman from Long Lake, Minnesota, made the tackle.
Braden Locke has to get rid of this ball. He had an opportunity to throw it to his slot to his right. He doesn't throw it, and he gets the sack. Up top, it was covered. Down below, though, the slot was standing there wide open. Braden Locke never got his eyes there, and then he takes the sack.
So it's a loss of 4 yards. It's 3rd and 16. Strigo picks up his 4th sack of the year. Locke has time out of the backfield. They're not going to get a lot out of this one. Although Walker's able to stay on his feet before he's knocked out of bounds. It'll be 4th down. That is the end of the 1st quarter. Minnesota on top 7-0. We'll get the ball back when we return to Madison.
At IHG's Holiday Inn Express, you can guest how you guest. Enjoy free breakfast while you work or play. Take on Miami, Mexico City, Minneapolis, or any Holiday Inn Express destination you choose. Follow a great day with a better night's sleep, all while earning points for free nights with IHG One Rewards. With Holiday Inn Express, part of IHG Hotels and Resorts, you can guest how you guest.
The best deals of the season have arrived.
So, what are you working on?
Putting up the tree. Done putting up the tree.
Whoa. And decking out the house. Don't forget the big guy. Got him right here.
Get Black Friday savings now at the Home Depot.
The campus here in Madison, Wisconsin. This is a border battle between these two schools. 134th time these two teams have faced each other. Moments ago, PJ Fleck was alongside Tiffany Blackman.
Coach, you guys have the lead. Why was this offense with Max Brosmer able to find a rhythm on that previous drive?
Well, we hit an explosive play to Daniel down the sideline, which got everybody going. I thought Elijah Spencer made a great play over there. We needed something like that. They're a really good run defense right now, and we got to be able to still run the football, but the explosive plays helped.
Thanks, Coach.
You bet.
Yeah, speaking of explosive plays, they're not a team that has a lot of them. That was only the 8th this year of 30 yards or more. It's the fewest in FBS. On 4th down, Wisconsin will punt the ball away. Parrish back deep to receive. The wind knocks this down. Parrish lost it out of bounds. Well, he's fortunate that it went sideways and didn't go all the way back. And now Brosmer, 6 of 8, will step back out. Tomorrow at noon Eastern, there's more college football over on CBS Sports Network as the Army Black Knights host the UTSA Roadrunners. And what a year Army has had.
Love it for Coach Monken and that Army team. I did a bunch of their games when I started with CBS, and I just love when I see the Black Knights at 9-1.
Yeah, they're playoff contenders. Army, if they win, they'll be able to host the conference tournament, conference championship, because Tulane lost yesterday to Memphis. Taylor in the backfield, Brosmer, who will work from the gun a lot, but also works under center. Traditional handoff to Taylor. You heard PJ Fleck say we have to run the football, and Taylor gets up to the 30-yard line. Tiff, what do you got injury-wise?
Yeah, on the Minnesota side, we saw Ariante Ursary, their left guard, get carted off with apparent right ankle injury, guys. So there's been some shuffling around on the line. Quinn Carroll was their starting right guard. He has moved to left tackle. Ashton Beers comes off the bench, but guys, Beers does have some experience at playing right guard.
Yeah, the redshirt sophomore from Singer, Wisconsin.
Yep.
2nd down and 5.
Beers is their swing guy, so he has the flexibility to move all over. But a big loss when you don't have Ursary in there.
Taylor again, still running left. He's shy of the 1st down, taken down from behind about a yard away. Dylan Johnson made the tackle. So this is the last drive for Minnesota.
It reminded me of the Penn State game because you saw this really good throw and catch there from Brosmer and Daniel Jackson. I love the play design on this throw to get him down to the 1-yard line, and then they're able to do the tush push and get it in the end zone. Now they're lined up in the same formation here in 3rd and short.
Yeah, 3rd down, less than a yard. They're going to hand the ball off, but they're going to hand it off to Marcus Major, and Major gets to the outside. He's got a blocker ahead of him. He's along the sidelines, and he's tripped up inside the 20-yard line. Who says that all you can do is tush push in that formation? How about Quinn Carroll moving up the field as a blocker?
Yeah, watch it. You think they're going to go tush push, and so you run it outside, and you get a lead blocker out front in Bierman, and they're able to get a huge play. Another really good play design, taking advantage, and I honestly think they got underneath, and they gave Brosmer the ability, hey, if you think you have it there, you can do the tush push. If not, we can check and we'll go outside. And they had numbers outside, and they were able to get outside and take advantage.
Well, give credit also to Callerup, the tight end. He was down the field as well. So 5 plays now of 10 yards or more, and it's a 1st down to the 26-yard line. I think PJ Fleck felt like the ball should have been spotted inside the 20-yard line. So we'll take a timeout along with the Golden Gophers. Up 7-0 and moving the ball. The 2nd quarter. All right, so they bust over from Minnesota, but they stopped and did a little stretching exercise, some practicing on the road.
Yeah, that's a college thing for sure. That's not going to work with an NFL team.
Where did you bus when you were at Michigan?
We bused to Notre Dame, obviously to Michigan State. I think those were the only 2 games that we bused to, but there's something special about getting on a bus. You feel like it's Friday Night Lights and harkens back to high school.
Well, after the timeout, they've got the spot of the football perfect now, and the officials were right with where they spotted it. It'll be 1st down for the 26-yard line of Wisconsin. PJ Fleck said they had to run the football a little bit more. He told Tiffany that. They certainly have done that, particularly on this drive. Brosmer, though, will throw on 1st down. He's throwing toward the end zone, and it is incomplete. Intended for Jackson. That was decent coverage.
Well, the ball was on the left hash. They had no one on the right side of the field, and they bring Daniel Jackson in motion, and try to get him one-on-one and try to run a double move, and it was that close to being a touchdown. Pretty good coverage there. And Brosmer puts it where only Jackson could get it. I like the concept, though, because you have that entire side of the field to work with.
Yeah, Hallman was the guy on coverage who doesn't get a lot of action anymore. In fact, his coaches say he gets a little bored every once in a while. Off the play fake, the pass is complete. They throw it to the left for Elijah Spencer, and Spencer has the first down to the 13-yard line. Forquerie makes the tackle.
Watch the quick release here. He just gets it and then quickly gets rid of that ball. There's no time for the defense to react because Brosmer gets rid of the ball so fast. He's got maybe the quickest release in college football.
Gain of 14 yards. 2.75 seconds is his release. That's on average.
That's from snap to throw.
Right.
But not only does he get rid of the ball quickly, his release itself when he goes to throw is incredibly fast.
Jackson comes in motion. They give it to him on a jet sweep, and he turns up. And he's tripped up by Hunter Wohler. He gets to the 8-yard line. It's a gain of 5. It'll be second down at 5.
You can tell that Minnesota now feels like those outside linebackers of Wisconsin do not do a good job of setting the edges, and they're finding ways to get outside, hand the ball off, and get outside and take advantage of their lack of discipline, something that this Badgers defense has struggled with all year.
Two tight ends on the left side of the offensive line, Gears and Callerup. In motion comes Jackson. Brosmer looks toward Jackson, throws toward Jackson, caught right near the pylon. Touchdown, Minnesota. He stepped in front of Zachman for the reception.
Watch Jackman step on his toes, and what I mean by that is he's going to run right at the DB and make him think he's going deeper, and then he's going to break the route off. So here he is. I'm going to go at your toes. Boom. I'm going to put my foot in the ground, and the ball is perfectly on time. If Brosmer is late with that ball at all, it's not terrible coverage, but because it's so quick and on time, there's no time for that defense to react. A really good play, again, for quarterback and receiver.
So it's 13-0 Minnesota with 11:37 to play here in the first half. And now the point after by Kesich. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is right through the middle. It's 14-0 Golden Gophers. 7 plays, 75 yards. PJ Fleck got the run game going, but in the air, they get to the end zone.
Wonderful time of the year, with the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
The holidays begin here at the Disneyland Resort.
Welcome to Nissan. Are you interested in
test drive?
Absolutely. There's the all-new Kicks, the new Frontier, and the Nissan Rogue. Hurry in to the Nissan year-end sales event. Now get 0% financing for 60 months on Rogue.
Pat Harvey, weeknights, KCAL News.
Adam Zucker with the latest from Boulder. We showed you Travis Hunter's 4th interception of the year earlier. The Heisman favorite hauling in his 12th receiving touchdown of the season. And the two-way star is going to dance like his coach did back in the day. Buffs need to win this one and get a ton of help tomorrow to reach the Big 12 title game. Maybe take the wax off of that entry, Tom.
Tell you what, it's amazing that he's done what he's done this year, and you wonder if anybody will follow in the years to come.
The ability to play on both sides of the ball and play at such a high level, and I don't think it's even going to be close. I think Travis Hunter absolutely deserves the Heisman. He's done things that we have never seen in college football before. I played with Charles Woodson when he won the Heisman, and he didn't do near on the offensive side of the ball what Travis Hunter has done this year.
14-0 Minnesota. Anthony back deep to receive this kickoff. He'll take it inside the 5-yard line, middle of the field. He's got some blockers. They're trying to give Wisconsin good field position up to the 25-yard line. Sunday, an NFL on CBS doubleheader with early regional action featuring an AFC North showdown between the Steelers and the Bengals. Then an outstanding matchup in Baltimore when Saquon Barkley leads the Eagles against Lamar Jackson's Ravens. Now that's a CBS Sports Sunday. It all begins at noon Eastern with the NFL Today here on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Both the Eagles and the Ravens are going to run the ball, and that's what Wisconsin needs to do here. 7 attempts for 10 yards so far in this game. That's just not good enough.
21 yards off the kickoff return. Locke off the play fake. He's being pursued. He'll throw on the run. He'll overthrow his intended receiver. Not much was there. He tried to find Nowakowski, the tight ends, but everybody was just covered up.
They were trying to take a shot deep to Bryson Green. Watch number 9 come across the screen here at the top. If he throws it right now, he could get it to him, but he can't. He's got the linebackers underneath. It's kind of muddy, so he holds on to it, and then he just has to throw it away.
Strigo was in on the pursuit for Minnesota. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Locke to the outside. Pass is complete to the outside. Kekahuna. And he gets to the 28-yard line. Kerry Brown made the tackle. Braden Locke, who began his career at Mississippi State, we've mentioned he's a redshirt sophomore. Tyler Van Dyke was the starting quarterback. He tore his ACL earlier this season, and they had high hopes for him. He tore it in the Alabama game.
Got trips way outside to the left. So should have room in the middle of that field. Single high safety, drop into cover 2.
Kekahona came in motion. He's wide open. He's got it across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Locke did a really nice job of reading that and finding him sitting in the zone.
Yeah, it was a good play design. By spreading them out, they have the opportunity to go into the middle, and then Braden Locke did a really good job of just getting rid of that ball, seeing it, throwing it with accuracy, and a nice completion.
They huddled up again. That's one of the changes they've made a couple weeks ago, was huddling up a little bit more. A first down, little shovel toss to Walker. And not much there for Walker. No gain. Let's check in with Tiffany.
Hey, Tom, you mentioned some of the transitions that Braden Locke had gone through and taken over as a starting quarterback. Then, of course, they lose their offensive coordinator in Phil Longo. And I asked him how he handled all the changes this season, and he said that his teammates really got him through it. He said it was a unit-wide decision. You can be a part of the problem or be the solution, guys.
And as they made the changes, they wanted to make it more of a collaborative effort from the offensive room. That's the coaching staff wanted to. Locke's in trouble. He gets away, falls down. Justin Wally will be credited with the sack.
Watch him coming right off the edge. They got 4 inside. They bring Wally off the edge. They're not able to pick it up, and Wally gets home. And this has just been such a struggle for this Wisconsin offense. You kind of felt they were going to come out and be able to run the ball. They haven't been able to run the ball. And for Nate Letton and his whole staff, they got to find a way to try to move the ball and get this offense moving forward. 3rd and 20 is not the way you're going to do it.
Loss of 10 on the play. They need to get inside Minnesota territory for a first down at the 48-yard line. Locked to the middle of the field. Ball's deflected, and it's incomplete. It was intended for Nowakowski, the tight ends. It was broken up by Coleman Bryson, among others who were there.
Well, even if this ball is completed, it's going to be well short of a first down. But we talked to Braden Locke, and he was well aware that this Minnesota defense has 16 interceptions coming into this game. They do an excellent job. That's 6th best in the country. You know you can't put that ball in jeopardy, otherwise that Gophers defense is going to take it.
Minnesota will get it back now off this punt. Parrish is back deep to receive. He called for the fair catch. It'll be decent field position for Minnesota. Already up 2 scores with 8:50 to play here in the first half as Locke is on the sidelines contemplating.
So I trust everyone's read the prospectus.
2 schools. Let's take a look at the Discover Conference update. All right, Michigan guy, what does your Wolverines have to do to slow up Ohio State?
Well, they're going to have to run the ball because they're not a good throwing team. If they can slow it down, limit the possessions, and run the ball, they could find a way to get a win against Ohio State, Penn State, and Indiana. If they get that, have an opportunity to get into that Big Ten championship game.
We at CBS are excited that the Big Ten championship game will be on CBS next Saturday at 8 p.m. from Indianapolis. Here, Minnesota's up 14-0. They've scored on their last 2 possessions. Grosmer so far today is 8 of 11 for 100 yards. He's got time, throws to his left, pass is complete to his left for Spencer. It's been Spencer and Jackson who have carried the bulk of the offense in the air.
And Grosmer just goes through his progression so quickly, goes right to left, And as soon as he makes that break, that ball is on time, and it's a perfect throw. Watch, here he goes, right? Coming to my left, there it is, let it go. Quick release, very accurate.
Said he decided to go to Minnesota. It's kind of a small place for him and compared to New Hampshire, which he liked. He loved the lake life this past summer. It'll be first down. Brosmer dancing in the pocket, just plenty of time, just so much time. He's directing traffic, now he'll keep it himself. He'll just get 2 yards before he's out of bounds. It'll be second down and 8.
It was a good decision, Tom. If you watch downfield, there's really nowhere to go. Brosmer could have thrown it deep into the middle and tried to get it deep, press it, but when you're up 14-0, don't take chances with the ball. I thought it was a good decision not to throw it. Get to second down.
Allegro credited with the tackle. Second down and 8. Callerup was in motion, the tight end, helping out on the left side of that offensive line. They give it to Taylor. Taylor getting to the edge, and Taylor is stopped right at the line of scrimmage. That's excellent pursuit. Cheeks there to make the tackle for Wisconsin.
Yeah, he brought both Cheeks through this tackle right here. It was a nice play. And they need to stop desperately here.
Comparison between the two quarterbacks. Brosmer's got the upper hands.
Daniel Jackson has been his guy, Tom, that he's looked to.
He's looking that way. Pressure's coming. He's wrapped up. He's taken down. A big-time sack for Elijah Hills, the senior, who transferred in from Albany. He's from Rockaway, New Jersey.
Watch the, you can't see it here, but they run a twist, and Hills comes back across. There he is, getting free of the twist. Got a little bit of the face mask there, but stayed with it, and just an enormous stop for this Wisconsin defense. We talked about it prior to that series, how important it was for Wisconsin to get a stop at 14-0, because Minnesota could have taken advantage and really taken control of this game.
That's his third sack of the year. Anthony mishandles the punt, but gets his bearings. Now can he get to the edge? He's trying to. Flags come in. There's going to be an illegal block on Wisconsin.
I got to be honest with you, I thought he did a really good job of turning his back.
Chris Brooks.
And raising his inside hand is exactly the way special teams coaches coach it so that you don't get that penalty.
I think Luke Fickell's on your page with that, Jay.
Yeah, if I don't put my hands on you at all, I turn my back and I raise that shoulder and I run by, it shouldn't be called.
During the return, personal foul, illegal blindside block, receiving team, number 84, half the distance to goal from the spot of the foul. It's first down.
Yeah, it is Chris Brooks, as we mentioned. Watch 84.
Watch him come in here, and he turns his back, so I'm not initiating contact, and he raises his hand and runs by. I don't know, I'd have to defer to Gene, but that is the way you teach it as a special teams coach.
I think Luke Fickell was right on your page with that too, Jay, the way you described it. Wisconsin's pushed back inside the 10-yard line. With 5:54 to play here in the first half. It's 14-0 Minnesota. Walker. And Walker up to the 10-yard line. Actually the 9. All right, let's ask Gene about it. Gene, what did you see on this play?
Yeah, I agree with Jay on the technique, Tommy. What you've got to look at, though, is when 84 is initiating. If the contact occurs and his opponent does not visually see him, then that may rise to a blindside block. In this case, he's kind of got to get in front of him so that defender can see him before he does that box-out shield. I think that's right where that mesh point was happening. They went with the blindside on it.
That ball was supposed to be snapped to Locke, but instead it was snapped to Walker, and Walker's got nothing there. It was a botched play from the get-go. Thank you, Gene. We appreciate that very much. First 4 possessions for Wisconsin, all punts. And didn't even reach 20 yards on any of them. And they're going to have a hard time here on third down.
It has not been good so far. You got 10 carries for 2 yards for this Wisconsin team offensively. We came in saying they had to be able to run the ball to have a chance to win this game. You don't want to put your quarterback in this situation, 3rd and long out of his own end zone.
2 for 6 on 3rd down. He's looking long to the far side of the field. He overthrows his intended receiver. Kekahuna was the intended receiver while he was in on the coverage.
Tom, you got the stop you wanted defensively. You got the ball back, even though it's down in your own end zone, especially because of the penalty. But you just weren't able, again, to do anything offensively at all. This Wisconsin offense has been a struggle this entire half. And Minnesota has a chance to really put a hold on this game, getting this ball back and trying to go up from the 14-0 lead they have.
Minnesota has 2 timeouts left, and it is plenty of time. 4:37 to play here in the first half. Bertram's on to punt the ball away. He's been busy already. This will be his 5th punt of this first half. Gets this one off. Still going to be decent field position for Minnesota. Parrish will be pushed back. They'll give him forward progress. R.J. Delancey came in to make that special teams tackle. Coming up on the Geico Halftime Report, Adam, Aaron, Rick, and BJ will have highlights of the day's early action, including Boise State star running back Ashton Jeanty looking to post his 12th straight 100-yard game. Guys are going to be busy this weekend. College football is getting to its end here, but this is the current playoff bracket.
Whew. It's amazing to me that Ohio State, Oregon could win the Big Ten. Ohio State would have Arizona State and Boise State, and Oregon might have to play Georgia in the first round.
How about Tennessee and Georgia, though? What a great opening round game that would be.
I love the brackets. I love the fact that we have a whole nother round of games. I think this is what every college football fan like me has been waiting for.
First down, give the ball off to Taylor. Taylor up close to midfield.
I hated it when you had the BCS and you had 2 teams and you were picking the teams that were going to be in the championship. And I always wanted, just settled on the field. Go out there, have a bracket, put the best teams in, and then settled on the field. That's what we got. I can't wait to watch.
And of course, there still will be gripes about Team A not making it or Team B not making it, but it's a little more clear cut at this point.
I think, but everybody has the opportunity at the beginning of the season to get into that bracket.
2nd down and a little more than 4. Caller up comes in motion. They've been lining the tight end, an extra tight end to the left side of that offensive line to give Taylor a chance to run that way. Flags come in. Taylor's going to have the first down, but it all depends on what happened in the backfield.
Tom, it's really astute of you. They've been lining that tight end over there as well ever since Ursery went out.
Offense, number 87. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. It's still 2nd down.
Yeah, so caller up is called for that penalty. This offensive line, as we mentioned, it doesn't have Ursery. They've had 5 different variations of this offensive line this year. Minnesota has. They haven't had the same offensive line like Wisconsin has every game.
Yeah, they haven't run the ball the way that PJ Fleck teams have here at Minnesota. It's kind of shifted. They used to be run first and then pass. Now they pass to run the ball. 55% of the time throwing the ball for the Gophers this year.
Taylor comes in motion into the backfield on 2nd down. 2nd down and long. Here comes the pressure from Wisconsin. Brosmer spinning around. He's being chased by Wohler. He throws on the run. He's just throwing it away. It's incomplete.
He wanted Daniel Jackson to come back to him. Daniel Jackson tried to go deep to get a big play and then wasn't able to come back. Brosmer went through his reads, his progressions, right to left, all the way across. It wasn't there. It turned out and tried to make something happen. But 3rd and 15, this is where this Wisconsin defense has to make a play. They need a turnover desperately. If you're Mike Tressel, the defensive coordinator, now is the time to dial up pressure and try to force Brosmer into a mistake. Change the picture post-snap.
Philip Daniels moved on the right side.
False start. Offense, number 60. 5-yard penalty. It's still 3rd down.
So one of the things that we talked about with Wisconsin and that defense, and you're going to see the false start here, was changing the picture post-snap. Yeah, you can see the right tackle there just coming up. But they want to change the picture post-snap because Brosmer makes reads so quickly. They want to trick him into thinking he has something, change the picture to try to create a play. But if I'm Minnesota, I just run the ball here. I hand it off or run a draw or a screen, something safe.
Well, that's what they do. They draw it to Taylor, and Taylor is met right at the line of scrimmage. Darrell Peterson made the tackle, so it'll be 4th down.
The last thing you want to do on 3rd and long is throw an interception or get a sack and a fumble. You have control of this game. Your defense is playing great. You have a 14-0 lead. It's okay to punt it down there and try to have your defense go out, get a stop again, go into halftime with the lead.
Crawford on the punt. Anthony back deep to receive. This will be his 4th punt of the day. Gets this one off. Again, he's kicking with the wind as the ball takes a Wisconsin bounce. It may have hit somebody's foot. Minnesota falls on top of it. And the officials are going to say that it is Wisconsin football.
Well, it was close.
It was
checked
close.
Back, so it was coming backwards. And so when you're blocking, you don't know, oh, is it so close to hitting his foot? That would have been disaster. Here's the ball checking back. Look how close it is to hitting that foot, but no, I don't think it did.
I think it was Chris Brooks again who was in the neighborhood. First down with 2:26 to play in the first half. Dupree in the backfield. And Dupree is chased down from behind. Wally came from the outside to initiate the stop. He got 2 out of it, though.
Corey Heatherman, the defense coordinator for Minnesota, knew coming in that number one, he wanted to stop the run. He felt if they stopped the run, that this team could not beat them throwing the ball through the air. They were going to make mistakes, turn the ball over. And so far, that's exactly what this defense has done.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout. Minnesota's on top 14-0. The 134th meeting. The winner gets the Paul Bunyan axe.
How about a big game in the MAC? Miami, Ohio, and Bowling Green for a spot in the conference championship game. And off the deflection, Reggie Virgil hauls it in, puts it down. Trying to punch a ticket to their title game. Probably face Ohio, who's up now on CBS Sports Network, guys.
14-0 Minnesota's on top of Wisconsin with 2 minutes to play here in the first half. What do you expect to hear from Wisconsin on this one? You want them to take a shot?
I do. I want them to take a shot to Vinny Anthony. They had so much success last week against Nebraska. 7 catches, 137 yards for Vinny Anthony. They got to do something to try to get this crowd into the game and get down the field and make a play. Even if you can get a field goal before halftime and go in at 14-3, you're like, okay, we've weathered the storm and we're in this game. But the one thing you can't do, Tom, is turn the ball over here.
3 first downs so far for Wisconsin. They've also had 3 batted passes. They've have had an assortment of punts in this first half.
Here's Vinny Anthony at the bottom of the screen.
C.J. Williams is at the top of your screen for Wisconsin. Nope, they just hand the ball off. And Dupree. Let's take a look at the Modelo game changer, and it's the batted balls at the line. Headbutts.
I give credit to this Minnesota defense because they've done a good job when not getting home, getting the hands up, marrying them to the quarterback. And this Wisconsin team just can't run the ball. 13 attempts now for 6 yards. It's unbelievable how good this Minnesota defense has played against the run.
Kahuna goes in motion. Dupree is in the backfield. 3rd down and 5. Locke throws to his left, overthrows his intended receiver, Anthony. He came out of his break. The ball was way over his head. Brian was in on the coverage for Minnesota, and you can hear the boos at Camp Randall.
When you punt the ball 5 straight times to start a game, Vinny Anthony was open there, and Braden Locke just sailed it, and he struggled with his accuracy throughout the game.
Jay, they've come over from Nebraska from
you
last
brought
year.
Them. I blame you. They knew you were doing the game.
They had more of an entourage last year at Nebraska. There were a few more of them.
The problem is you're not forcing Minnesota to punt the ball as well.
They've already equaled the most punts in a game this year, and we're not even done with the first half. With a 1:07 left to play. Got some pushing and shoving going on. Flags came flying in.
are going to see that in a rivalry game.
Absolutely.
There's a flag on the field around the 35-yard line.
Yeah, it's just that one. There's nothing else. There's no other flags down. So the officials will talk about this one. Brian Banks, the referee. Let's take a look at what happened after this play was over with. Yeah, Parrish out of bounds.
After the play.
Standing over him.
Unsportsmanlike conduct foul. Kicking team player number 0. 15-yard penalty. It's first down.
Well, that's John Pius, who's an outside linebacker, redshirt senior for Wisconsin, who's called for the penalty. Does this change how P.J. Fleck looks at the last 107 because they'll move the ball 15 yards?
Certainly helps, and I think if you're P.J. Fleck, you want to get here and get 3 points at a minimum. You'd like to go up 17-0. But you can't make these kind of mistakes. Your offense is struggling. Your defense is just trying to keep you in the game, and you can't give them an extra 15 yards and let that staff feel comfortable. Hey, we're going to be aggressive going down the field.
First down from the 45-yard line of Minnesota. 2 receivers stacked up top. Taylor in motion in the backfield. They give it off to Taylor. They do a conservative run play here, and he gets out toward midfield. That'll take us under a minute to play.
You have 2 timeouts, and you have a quarterback that can function at the line of scrimmage, calling plays. Let's see Max Brosmer there, Tom, directing the offense.
It's a gain of 5. Brosmer back deep to receive. Pressure's coming from the backside. He's hit as he throws, and it's nearly intercepted.
Brosmer's pass complete.
Dylan Johnson was there in the backfield.
Finally got a little pressure on Brosmer and almost forced him into a critical mistake. If you're Minnesota, the only thing you don't want to do is turn this ball over. Even if you have to punt, that's fine because your defense has played so well and you have a 14-0 lead, but that was near disaster.
Yeah, let me change that. Sebastian Cheeks was the first one before Johnson was in the area. We're down at 5. Clock stop, 40 seconds to play. Brosmer middle of the field, deflected, incomplete. It was intended for Gears, his tight ends. It'll be 4th down.
Gears just never got his head around. Brosmer throws with anticipation, and he wants him just to sit down, and he doesn't get his head around in time. Maybe that ball was a little early. That comes with throwing with anticipation, though. When you're going to read it and you have a quick release and you throw, the quarterback and your tight end or your receivers have to be on the same page.
Well, that was a quick drive for Minnesota, giving Wisconsin a chance. This will be the 5th punt of the day for Crawford. And Crawford trying to kick it away from Anthony, who will take it on a bounce. And then he fumbles the football and falls on top of it. Cold day. Football was a little slick. I think he was trying to run before he actually had it.
But a good job by the punter, Crawford. You know, he's an Australian type punter, so he can control that ball, and he's able to hit it away, gets it on the ground where it takes a bounce, and then you're thinking about running, Tom, like you said, and the guy's coming down, and you lose a little focus, and that really sums up kind of this offense for Wisconsin.
Reminder, this is the 134th meeting between these two schools. In FBS history, it's the longest standing rivalry. They have 2 different trophies that they've played for, but it's Paul Bunyan's axe now that the winner gets. And the fans here at Camp Randall aren't going to be happy about the fact that Wisconsin just takes the knee, but they don't want anything terrible to happen going into the halftime locker room.
I don't blame Luke Fickell one bit. You've done nothing on offense. You're backed way up. Let's go to halftime. Let's reset. Let's talk about it and try to come out and be a little more effective in the second half.
Wisconsin will receive the football to begin the second half. And you saw the reaction from the Minnesota fans, how happy they were, because they had a lot of good things that happened in this first half. As Brosmer finished with 9 of 15 for 121 yards. Let's check in with Tiffany, who's with Luke Fickell.
Coach Fickell, I know it's been a tough outing for the offense in this first half. What are you going to say to this group at halftime so they can come out and try to gain some momentum in the second half?
Now, we got to do something. I mean, we've got 44 yards of offense, and you know, they've done a great job, but heck, we got to come out here. We got to turn the thing loose a little bit. We got to make some plays.
Defensively, you guys are able to come up with some key stops. What more do you want to see out of that group?
Can't give up the big play. We can't give up the big play. We've got to continue to put pressure. Got to stop the run and make them throw the football.
Thanks, Coach.
Luke Fickell's team shut out in the first half for the first time this year. That's the end of the first half with the score 14-0 Minnesota. And will receive the kickoff to begin the second half. Hi, everybody. Along with Jay Feely, Tiffany Blackman, Gene Steratore, I'm Tom McCarthy. In some ways, you can say it's all Minnesota in this first half, can't you?
Oh, yeah, almost in every way. I mean, they have played stifling defense, a couple of nice plays down the field, run the ball well, threw it well, and they got a 14-0 lead.
Well, let's take a look at this Minnesota defense again for Wisconsin. 7 drives so far, 6 punts and 1 kneel down.
Wisconsin has rushed the ball 14 times. They have 6 yards rushing. I mean, you can't do much better. They haven't gotten a turnover. That's about all this Minnesota defense hasn't done.
Minnesota will kick it off as we begin the third quarter. Ball falls off the tee. Let's take a look at our game trends presented by the all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
Well, the one that stands out is just what this Minnesota defense has done against the run. 0.4 yards per rush. We talked about it at the beginning of the game, Tom. To win this game, Wisconsin had to be able to run the ball, and they literally have not been able to run the ball today.
All right, so Wisconsin will get the football to begin the second half, as Minnesota will kick it off. This is actually a pretty decent kickoff. Anthony will take it a yard deep. He's going to come out. And Anthony comes across the 15 to the 20, and he's spun down at the 25-yard line. Let's check in with Tiffany.
Hey guys, when I caught up with Minnesota coach PJ Fleck, he told me that he really likes what this offense is doing, that they are staying balanced, and he said they've done a good job of mixing things up, in particular on the run game, some of those 1 to 2 yard gains. He's hoping that those can increase a bit more in the second half. But overall, guys, he wanted to remind his team, the second half, let's play 30 minutes of our best football. After all, this is a rivalry game.
Absolutely, kind of put it away is what his thought process is. Braden Locke in the first half, 5 for 13, 37 yards. Off the play fake, he'll throw, and he zips one right past his intended receiver. Well, we mentioned those first half possessions, just a whole lot of punts for Wisconsin.
It's a challenge for this coaching staff to go in at halftime and figure out answers.
By the way, the umpire got nicked up on this play.
He's tough, though. He got back up, and he's out there.
Oh, man. Yeah, they're walking around him right now, and they're asking him if he's okay. The umpire is Tim Gover. Yeah, he's limping off, so they may have him get checked out before he progresses.
He's got to be able to defend himself, too, out there.
It's hard. I mean, he's looking at all these different things that are going on.
I don't need a jacket. I love it.
I don't think he's happy that he's being asked to walk off the field. I think he wants to stay out there. All right, so they'll shift around their personnel. They'll have one official come from the sideline and take over as the umpire. And he'll go into the tent, get checked out. Walker in the backfield, locked to throw, pass is complete. And it's Seagreaves, one of the tight ends.
Tom, just to be able to put a drive together, to get a first down here, if you can get it on third down, and to try to get past the 50-yard line. I like the way that they threw this ball in rhythm. Get third and manageable here, but so important to come out, get a first down, and then put something together. You haven't crossed midfield yet in this game.
Yeah, Luke Fickell was very emotional with Tiffany when he was talking to her at halftime about we got to get something going. Not a minute has gone by.
Minnesota showing pressure.
And here's third down. And Locke is looking for it all. He's looking for the outside. He's got a man incomplete. Ethan Robinson was in on the coverage, but that was just a drop pass. It was laid in perfectly.
It's a really good throw, but I think it's a great play by Ethan Robinson. He's in phase. Nice job staying. He doesn't panic, even though he's kind of beat, and then he gets a hand and gets it in the right as that ball comes down and knocks it away. It's just an excellent play. Good throw. The catch is there to be made. Now, if you went up high and grabbed it and brought it in, you could have secured it, but a really good job by Robinson.
That's winning one-on-one defensively. Parrish back deep to receive. He's assessing, calls for the fair catch. And they'll spot Minnesota at the 17-yard line. The Golden Gophers up 14-0. We'll get the football for the first time in this half when we return.
It's that time of year again to get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days, where you'll find great offers on an efficient CR-V hybrid, spirited Accord hybrid, sporty Civic hybrid, and the all-electric Prologue. Don't wait. Turn your dreams into reality with a new Honda, named KBB.com's best overall EV and hybrid brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Hey, my treat today.
Thank you. But I don't think they take that here.
Of course they take Discover. It's accepted at 99% of places.
99%? I didn't know that.
You're stuck in the past. Unlike me.
You look rad.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places nationwide. Earn cash back at all of them.
He loves that baby.
Big Ten Traditions presented by Discover.
Hey, Tom. Well, Tom, the crowd frenzy after the first few notes of House of Pain's Jump Around might be the college football's best tradition. It started during the 1998 homecoming game against Purdue when a marketing intern selected the song for the first time. Wisconsin rallied to beat Drew Brees and Purdue, and the song has been a staple ever since. And now visitors are getting in on the act. During the last Wisconsin game, Dan Lanning had his Oregon team jump around at the end of the third quarter in order to reverse the home field advantage. And guys, it may have worked. Oregon was able to rally back in that one.
I thought that was one of the great scenes in college football when Oregon did do that. First down, Brosmer to throw on first down. Pass is caught, but he's out of bounds, I believe. The officials will confer. Incomplete.
An effort, though, by Daniel Jackson to come up with this ball. Lays out. What a grab.
Boy, that's really close.
Oh, and that knee right there, too. If the knee's down in bounds, it's a catch. He secures the ball.
His foot had lifted up at the last moment.
Right there. I think he's in bounds.
I think he's in bounds also. Previous play is now under review. Yeah, I think that last look, you could see that his knee was down. Gene Steratore has been busy the last couple of days. Detroit yesterday, back in New York today. What'd you see on this one, Gene?
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I think the right toe may have been down as he just secured it, and I agree right there that it appears that left knee is down before that thigh pad hits in the white. Frame by frame stuff, great effort, and I think he does get a body part down in bounds before he falls out.
Yeah, this is what Gene's talking about right there.
What an effort by Daniel Jackson just to lay out. Great job by our camera crew as well, getting all the different angles.
These are great hands. I think there's a lot of folks that think that Jackson, who's 6 feet tall, will play on the next level.
I'm one of those folks, Tom. I mean, he's got 4 catches today. That puts him at 73 receptions.
Yeah, as Gene mentioned, and I think Gene was on with this, and we had talked about this, the toe looked like it may have been down, and then the knee. He only needed the toe, though. Gene, that's a good call. I mean, frame by frame, I think you can see that with the toe.
I think so, too, Tommy. And Jackson does a great job of securing that football as he's going to the ground as well. You know, those are amazing plays, and officials, one's looking at the ball, the other's looking at the feet, and they get together real quick and come up with one.
After review, the receiver possessed the ball with his right foot in bounds. The ruling on the field has changed to a completed pass. It's second down at the 25-yard line.
All right, so thank you, Gene. We appreciate that. I think you're right on that. And as Jay mentioned, the pictures were awesome to show that it was a definitive catch.
Minnesota comes out throwing the ball. You have 14-0 lead. You think, well, you run the ball pretty well. Maybe you come out running it, and they throw it to Jackson right away on first down.
That's Taylor in motion into the backfield. He's been doing that a lot today. Jackson is at the bottom of your screen. They give it to Taylor, and Taylor's met and then moves the pile forward. I don't think he was able to get more than a yard, if anything. In fact,
he's
they say
short.
no gain. Yep.
It's going to be 3rd down, and huge opportunity for this Wisconsin defense.
Nice job by Ben Barton to come up to make that tackle.
To get back in this game, Wisconsin has to make plays defensively. They got to get a turnover, at least one, I think, and then the offense has to wake up and start moving the ball. You can see the disparity, 210 yards for Minnesota offensively, only 48 for Wisconsin.
They're down at 2. Brosmer has time. Pressure's coming from the backside. His pass is caught. It's again Jackson, and he's got a 1st down. Gain of 3. He only needed 1.5.
I thought it was going to be incomplete because Brosmer was a little late. Here he comes across, and there's Jackson open, and he doesn't throw it, and then he resets and throws it. But the speed in which he gets the ball there allows Jackson to make that play.
Good body control by Jackson, making sure that Tackett Curtis was not in the vicinity to make that breakup. 1st down, Taylor. Taylor gets up close to the 35-yard line. Gain of 4. Daniel Jackson, we mentioned that he was on the doorstep of some school records. Well, 75 receptions, which is climbing. Just moved past KJ May. Tyler Johnson, the leader, at 86 back in 2019. You certainly consider with a bowl game that he possibly could reach that number.
Well, and he came in with 201 receptions for his career. It's moving up that list as well.
2nd down at 6. Taylor again. And Taylor gets maybe a yard to the 35-yard line. Preston Zachman, John Pius there to make the tackle.
Wisconsin making a nice change. In that first half, Minnesota was having success getting outside. A couple of times they tried to get outside, and Wisconsin had the answer defensively.
Mike Tressel told us that he wanted to pressure a little bit more. Are they pressuring enough, you think?
No, they got to get after Brosman. He gets rid of the ball so quick that's what makes it difficult. If you blitz and you don't get home, then he has opportunities down the field.
Tight ends in motion on 3rd down. 3 for 8 today on 3rd down conversions. Brosmer out of the backfield, and he's able to dump it off to Taylor, and Taylor dives forward. He's got a 1st down.
The run was really good to get the 1st down. The catch is awesome.
Yeah.
The ability to turn as a running back and catch this ball, this is why he will play at that next level. Watch Taylor, number 1, come out, and then he has to turn the opposite way and make a hands catch, and then he's able to just run him over and get the 1st down. Watch this. He's turned that way. The ball's inside.
Wow.
And he makes it look so easy, so smooth.
Yeah. There was no way that they could have made that tackle before. Major will check back in. A 1st down, Brosmer, middle of the field. Pass is complete to Brockington. And Brockington gains 8. 2nd down at 2.
They set up a screen outside to Marcus Major, the running back. He had a lead blocker in the tight end. If they threw it outside, it was wide open. They had 2-on-1 outside. I think they come back to that play later in this game.
Yeah, so they probably saw that. Said,
yeah.
Okay, let's adjust next time and remind them it's there. By the time this play is snapped, they'll wind under 10 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Brosmer adjusts the play to Taylor up the middle. And Taylor inside Wisconsin territory. Wohler comes up to make the tackle. I think there may have been a face mask as well.
PJ Fleck thought there was a face mask.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, automatic. 1st down.
You know, Kurt Neal is called for the penalty. He checked out after that face mask. I think it did something to his arm as Taylor was able to run away.
What you could see at the line, though, was Max Brosmer going through all the reads, getting them in the right look. And that's where it's really advantageous. Okay, here we have the right look to run the ball. Let's check to it, run it, and get a 1st down.
Trips to the top of your screen for Minnesota. Brosmer looking left the whole time. Taylor out of the backfield. His man slipped down. It was Wohler who slipped down, so it enabled him to make that catch and then get inside the 25-yard line to the 23.
Taylor comes out, and Allegro is on him. He slips, and he's able to get a few more yards. He's such a weapon out of the backfield. We were talking about it at the beginning of the game. He came in with 48 receptions, third most for running backs in FBS.
13 plays for Minnesota inside Wisconsin territory, none for Wisconsin. They kill the initial play, they give it to Taylor. Taylor lowers his shoulder. Forquerine makes the tackle. And this is what we talked about with his receiving skills, Jay. He's 3 receptions shy of setting the school record in receptions.
Yeah, 50 receptions for a running back. I mean, this young man is just getting better running the ball, coming up on 800 yards, rushing as well for the season, averaging almost 5 yards a carry. And then the ability to get outside, you know, and run the ball. A guy like Rashad White, who went from Arizona State to the Buccaneers because of his ability to catch the ball.
75 total yards. Jackson's in motion. Brosmer throws to his left toward the end zone. Leaping catch made. Gears, the tight end. 20-0, Golden Gophers.
Tom, we've been talking about Taylor, his ability to run the ball and the ability to catch the ball to the backfield. But watch him step up and make this block, because there's going to be an open blitzer, and Taylor is just going to come up here and stone him. And Brosmer doesn't have the ability to throw that ball if Taylor doesn't come up and make that block. It's a beautiful throw and catch and an excellent block by Taylor. Team football at its essence right there.
And Allegro could not recover to come back and knock that ball away. Here's the point after to make it 21-0. And it is good. It's 21-zip. Golden Gophers are on top. 11 plays, 83 yards. Gears with the touchdown reception to give the Gophers a comfortable third-quarter lead.
And you could win $1 million. Nice.
What about Hawaiian pizza lays for the contest?
Don't tell me. Go to doit'saflavor.com.
Pure enlightenment lays?
Well, technically, that's not a food. Namaste. Paprika chili lays. Oh, come on. You don't need $1 million. We don't all have that podcast money, Kevin.
Szechuan sauerkraut.
Oh! Jordan, I knew I shouldn't have gave you a key.
The Home Depot Big Ten on CBS is sponsored by Dr. Pepper, Tostitos, Progressive, and by the U.S. Army. And through the years with P.J. Fleck, today is his birthday. This is his 8th season at Minnesota, but don't forget, as the head coach of Western Michigan, he became the youngest head coach and the first head coach in football bowl subdivision history to have been born in the 1980s.
Well, no better birthday present than to beat your rival. And Tom, I've been a big fan of his since his time at Western Michigan. I did a bunch of his games when he was there. I really liked him. You know, he had all of his little sayings and all his things, and then he comes to Minnesota, and he's really established himself as one of the better head coaches in all of FBS. He's 56-39 at Minnesota. Not an easy place to win. He's established a culture.
Go out there.
And he understands how to win at Minnesota in this new NIL world. He knows that you have to have something different to compete with all that, and that for him is the culture and the family that exist on this team.
He's up 21-0. That ball is going to spin out of bounds inside the 15, so flags will come in.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team number 99. The ball he placed at the 35-yard line. It's first down.
His defense has played very well today, P.J. Fleck. Meanwhile, for Luke Fickell, so 13-6 against unranked opponents, 0-6 versus ranked opponents. This is a team that started 5-2 this year.
Yeah, if you finish the season losing your last 5 games, and for Luke Fickell, you'd be 500 as a head coach. You know, you think of Wisconsin, and you talk about all the success that they have had as a program since 2010, 87 Big Ten wins. Only Ohio State has had more. Not Michigan, not Penn State, Wisconsin. So they've had a lot of success at this program, and they expect it.
Wisconsin has changed up their offensive line. Joe Huber has moved from his guard position to center. Renfro is out at center. They give the ball off to Walker, and Walker keeps his bearings. Gets up to the 39-yard line. Tiff, what's going on with the offensive line?
Yeah, Tom, you just noted the changes. Well, Renfro is dealing with an upper body injury, guys, so we'll have to see if he gets back in this game. But again, this unit has the same starting lineup this entire season, and this would be a first for them, you know, not having their guys back out there all at the same time.
Yeah, Tiff, not a good sign for an offense that has struggled mightily already in this game to have to switch up your offensive line.
And you saw Ben Shaw. He's moved into the right guard position. You can't miss him. He's 6'6". Locke going for it all to the left. Incomplete. There was a traffic jam of defenders out there. C.J. Williams was the intended receiver.
Well, he ends up throwing into triple coverage. Right here, as he comes back, they see the ball and they react to it. I think it was a good no call. To get back in this game, they're going to have to do that, though. They're going to have to take shots down the field. I still want them to get Vinny Anthony involved. And we talked about at the beginning, no Will Pauling, who's their leading receiver in that slot position, and that was a big loss not to have him today.
Yeah, he warmed up today. He had his uniform on. It looked like he was going to be a go. They dumped the ball off to the left to Williams, and Williams has a first down. It's only the 4th of the game, and the reaction to the crowd.
I'm with you, Wisconsin fans. Let's go. Let's get some offense in this game.
The 3 first downs they had in the first half is the fewest for Wisconsin since 2001. And that 8-yard gain moves the ball to the 47-yard line of the Badgers. You don't think these fans are in tune of what's going on? They'll give it to Dupree. And Dupree stumbles forward. He was able to get a couple of yards. He was hit by Kerry Brown in the backfield. Lindenberg will be credited with the tackle.
Yeah, they are aggressive. This defense is coming up to the line of scrimmage. They are not afraid to get beat deep. They're stacking the line, and so if you're Wisconsin, you haven't been able to run the ball. You thought you would coming in. You average 164 yards a game rushing, so you have to take some shots deep to back this secondary up.
2nd and 9, middle of the field. What a catch. It's another first down at the 40-yard line. Kekahuna. And it's the first time they've been in Minnesota territory today. It's a gain of 12.
Well, Kekahuna playing for Will Pauling because he wasn't in there, and that's the position that I think they can have success with. It's such a big game against Purdue with 6 receptions, over 100 yards, and then you haven't seen a whole lot of them the rest of the year.
First down to the 40-yard line off the play fake. Locke looking to throw. He's looking for the end zone. He lofts it to the middle of the field for Green, and it's incomplete. Broken up by Coleman Bryson, the redshirt sophomore.
Green's got to see this ball and go back through the defender. If he does that, it's underthrown. It doesn't get to him. But watch at the end, because he's open here. You got an opportunity to lead him. So right now he knows he's not going to get it. If he goes back through the defender, he can draw a penalty. He just kind of keeps going. It doesn't come back through him, and there's no penalty there.
Green to transfer from Oklahoma State. It'll be 2nd down. And movement from the offensive line.
Well, Tiffany talked about the changes on that offensive line. Changing at center, and then you have a new guard, and then you have a penalty.
False start. Offense, number 67. 5-yard penalty. It's still 2nd down.
Ben Shaw, who came in to play right guard.
You can just see the flinches there. Last thing this offense needs is negative plays, making it harder.
Remember last week when they had the change on their offensive coaching staff, they only had 1 false start penalty. Walker trying to get to the outside. Walker, nothing to his left, cuts back to his right, spun around, and the man who made the initial hit makes the tackle, Ethan Robinson. It'll be 3rd down.
Walker's given you all the effort that he has. He came into the game, had 828 yards rushing, had 97 against Oregon. But there's been nowhere to run against this Minnesota defense. They've done an excellent job. They're a very good defense, 16th overall in the country.
Rushing yards today for the Wisconsin Badgers. Jay just talked about how good they are in the season. They're 7th in the Big Ten in rushing yards per game. Locke gives it off to Walker, and Walker's just barely going to get back to line of scrimmage. That should be a flag. And here it comes. It came in late. Yep.
What a bad decision there. It's 3rd and long. You get the stop that you wanted. I don't think Wisconsin's going to be able to go for it. It'd be 3rd and almost 14. And this penalty is going to give him a first down.
After the play, personal foul, late hit, defense, number 19, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, automatic, first down.
Yeah, Gerlach is going to be called for that penalty.
It's right here, right there. He's in the white, clearly out of bounds, and Gerlach comes in. Just a boneheaded play,
Right.
Not a smart play at all. You have the stop, you're going to get off the field, or Wisconsin's going to go for it on a long 4th down. And now you give him a first down.
Well, he immediately ran off the field. He knew. So first down to the 30-yard line. Clock winds. Under 4:40 to play here in the 3rd quarter.
It's in zone.
Kahuna came in motion. Locke has time. Locke throws to his right. Pass is complete to his right. Seagreaves. Don't forget later in the game, it's the play of the game presented by Jersey Mike Subs. This will be the 10th play of the drive.
Tom, you were gifted a first down. You have to take advantage of that here if you're Wisconsin. Got to get this ball in the end zone.
You got to make everybody feel a little bit more at ease and feel like you have a chance in the 4th quarter. Beautifully executed play to find Vinny Anthony. They moved the pieces around to give him a little opening to his left.
Watch Seagraves 41 come out and get this block. There it is. He makes the block. Nice little screen, and because of the block, it sets it up to get inside and get the first down.
It was the best drive of the day. I know it was aided by the penalty, but this is the best drive of the day for Wisconsin. First red zone appearance of the day. It was a gain of 9. Be first down for the 15-yard line. Kahuna goes in motion. Locke to throw again. Locke toward the end zone. Locke has a man. Touchdown, Wisconsin! Vinny Anthony, his 4th score of the year.
Nice design here. You got Anthony in the slot. He's going to line up in the slot. You're going to run a receiver across to pull the defense, and then Anthony runs back into the space. And a really good throw by Braden Locke. He had an opportunity. You got the penalty that gets you the first down. We said you had to take advantage of it. That's exactly what this offense did.
11 plays, 65 yards. Vakos is on for the point after. He hasn't had any action today, but he is through. And it's back to a 2-score game with 3:13 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Rivalry games. Luke Fickell knows one boost can lift you. And that's exactly what happened here for Anthony.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
What kind of firefighter are you gonna be? This life that I'm building, I want it with you.
It's my job to make him a firefighter my way.
Fire Country is all new. CBS Friday, December 6th.
Adam Zucker with a Jeep update. Travis Hunter, it's been his day, doing plenty for Colorado's Big 12 hopes, even more for his Heisman chances. His 2nd touchdown reception from Shedeur Sanders right there. He also has an interception in the Buffs, sending Oklahoma State to a winless Big 12 season, guys. 35-0 right now.
Yeah, Zuck, that's amazing to me that Oklahoma State is a winless conference record. But how about Hunter? I mean, it just, the amazing thing to me is the motor doesn't stop.
He does not slow down. I mean, you look at the number of plays that he plays in every game. It's unheard of. And I'm so happy that he wasn't injured this year. Last year we kind of got robbed of it because he got injured and missed, about a third of the season. I love watching him. Since the first day I saw him at practice, watching that guy play, He is just unbelievable. High points the ball better than anybody else in college football on either side of the ball.
Well, Wisconsin has a little bit of life. They're building them up here, building them up Buttercup, as Minnesota will get the football back. Parrish on the return. Parrish has a blocker, stumbles into the open field and gets up to the 34-yard line. I actually think if he didn't stumble the second time, he may have gotten free. It's a 32-yard return.
Well, they set it up. Watch him bow to the right. He's going to come up here to the right, and I knew it was going to be a cut back to the backside. And right there, Tom, he's got the opportunity. A pretty good tackle there. Otherwise, it might have been out the gates.
It was Lom, the kicker, who tackled him. CBS Monday, grab your gear and head out with a new NCIS, followed by a new NCIS Origins. Monday night is NCIS night on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
And he could be your next guy that you talk about. He's got 5 interceptions, Coy Parrish, as a freshman, and doing so much in the return game as well.
Goes for 15 completions, gives it to Taylor. Taylor breaks a couple of tackles. He gets to the edge, and he's shoved out of bounds. He's inside Wisconsin territory. Wohler laid a hit on him to knock him out. 16 yards.
Well, a good job with the kick-out block. Watch 87. Taylor's going to get the ball. He gets the kick out. The offensive line just running that outside zone. They get a stretch blocking, and then Taylor does the rest, getting up the field.
Well, that was a heck of a block by Collerup. He'll take a break. They mark him at midfield. Under 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Yards per play. Look at the domination by Minnesota's offense. Brosmer, he's hit as he throws, and it's caught on the near sideline by Brockington. Darrell Peterson was right in the grill of Brosmer, and he was able to let that one go.
Well, it's a good route and catch, but Brosmer throws this before he even makes his break. Watch this, that ball is gone. The receiver hasn't made his break yet. Brosmer knows he's going to get hit. It's just a high-level quarterback play, playing with anticipation, knowing where to go with the ball, and then having the arm strength and the ability to get it there.
All right, so a gain of 16, a gain of 14. They'll be first down to the 36. Taylor again. Taylor lowers his shoulder down to the 33-yard line. Reminder, stream CBS Sports HQ, your free 24/7 snapshot of all the sports that matter to you. Catch highlights, in-depth analysis, and breaking news anywhere you are. Download the CBS Sports app to watch today, and you can watch Jay joining the HQ team after the ball game. Going to keep you working.
That's right.
Minnesota said they wanted balance. They certainly have gotten balance here today. 31-yard line, a gain of 2. It'll be third down. Darrell Peterson, who's been busy in the second half, made the tackle.
If you're PJ Fleck and Greg Harbaugh, the offensive coordinator, you want to come back from giving up that touchdown after the penalty, and you want to come out and you want to reestablish yourself, run the ball, eat up this clock as much as possible. Certainly like to get a first down here. I know he has a strong leg, but I don't think you're in field goal range yet because you're kicking into the wind.
Kessich's season long is 53. You're right, into the wind, as you said, after you came up from downstairs. Ball is deflected at the line of scrimmage, intended for Brockington. It'll be fourth down.
Well, we'll find out. It's an interesting call. They're going to bring the kicker on. Good job by Wisconsin getting the pressure and getting this ball tipped. Hand up again. We've seen this often now. This field goal, 49 yards into the wind. PJ Fleck said he's watched Kessich go back to 60 yards. He has confidence in him. He's made his last 11 field goals in a row. Started out, Tom, had a struggle at the beginning of the season. 4 misses in his first 3 weeks, but been really good lately.
The reigning Big Ten kicker of the year from the near hash mark. It's a good snap, good hole. Kick is on its way. It's not going to be good. Off to the left. And if you're Wisconsin, these fans, they're waking up now with 53 seconds left to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, huge. You get the break on the penalty. You get the touchdown. You get a stop defensively. And now you get the missed field goal.
And Luke Fickell's feeling a little bit better as we get closer to the fourth quarter.
On a Longing, Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Ramon, what are you doing here? Texting another conference now.
Yeah, but it's like on the other side of the country. It's really, really far.
But you're not even on our schedule this season.
Maybe we can meet you in the playoffs.
That's crazy talk.
You know what else is crazy? Getting all that Dr. Pepper flavor with 0 sugar.
But Dr. Pepper doesn't have a questionable secondary like Tech does.
Here, catch.
And that's why you're a mascot.
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
Amazon.
They stopped Minnesota, who decides not to go for it on 4th down. They're trying to end a 4-game losing streak. The last 5-game losing streak was 91. That was when the first website was created. Soviet Union was dissolved in 1991, and the split national championships, Miami and Washington.
Those pictures reminded me of college, Tom.
Oh, look at Desmond Howard. Look how young he looks there. 1991, I actually think I may have had a little hair back there.
You look better, bald. You know, that was interesting, though. I really thought they should have gone for it, Tom. It was 4th and 5. You're kicking into the wind. It's 20 degrees out. That's a very tough kick to make, and it's windy. You know, they decided to kick the field goal. It didn't work, and you couldn't ask for a better start here for Wisconsin.
Well, Locke, who's 7 for 11 in the second half to throw on 1st down. A flag comes in. Actually, a couple flags come in. It's incomplete.
Holding. Defense, number 3. Taking out Curly from the previous spot. Automatic. 1st down.
I don't know if it was defense number 3, but I think they held number 3.
Yeah, it was the tight end coming across. Number 3 is the one who did it.
Okay.
The freshman, Coy Parrish, he kind of just grabbed the tight end as he came across in motion, restricted him from getting out.
So 1st down up to the 41-yard line, 47 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter. Bad snap handled by Locke. He hands the ball off to Walker. And he may have gotten 1 yard on that one, and that's it.
Pretty good job by Locke,
Really
just to get down there and get that ball and get it up so you don't have to just fall on it and lose 5 or 6 yards.
And again, they're playing with their backup center because Jake Renfro is out with the injury. 2nd down and 9. Waning seconds of the 3rd quarter. Locke dancing in the pocket, middle of the field. Passes complete to the middle of the field. It's Anthony. And Anthony's got a 1st down to the 48-yard line, And that'll be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Baranowski made the tackle. 21-7 Minnesota, 14-point game, but plenty of time left for the Badgers.
A beard that doesn't itch. Is you using King C. Gillette on that?
Downs.
What a great tradition.
Yeah.
Tom McCarthy was jumping around in the booth.
I feel like I've done my cardio for the day.
He might be a little out of breath on this drive.
On 1st down, we begin the 4th quarter. They give it off to Walker. And Walker gains a yard. What do you got, Tiff? Were you jumping around?
I know my limitations, so I watched everybody else. But I can tell you, though, E.J. Whitlow, Wisconsin's offensive line coach, he was walking up and down telling all of these guys to turn up. So it went in a great synchrony, I guess you could say, with the jump around, guys.
Well, Tiff, Minnesota was having none of that. They were not jumping around on that side.
I think there might have been one guy that was going up and down.
And
that
I
was
wouldn't
about
either
it.
against my rival.
On 2nd down and 8, here's Locke. Locke's had a better second half. Locke lofts it to the near side. He's got a man. It's caught. Another 1st down. Kakahuna. Kerry Brown was in on the coverage. It's a gain of 15.
Well, he's in the slot on the left. They had trips to the left. He was in the slot, ran all the way back outside, and a beautiful ball by Braden Locke into the wind to drop it in there. He looks like a different quarterback in this half. And it all goes back, Tom, to that penalty. That penalty changed the whole tenor of this game.
He was 5 for 13 in the 1st half. He's 9 for 13 in the 2nd half. Walker's got blockers. And Walker spins inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Parrish made the tackle right over the block of his right guard. Again, this line is totally different in the 2nd half.
Well, it's the first time they've had any success running the ball. 9 attempts for 14 yards before that carry.
And They'll run it again to Walker. This time he tries left, and he's down to the 10-yard line, so it's a gain of nearly 5. Parrish made the tackle. Totally different team.
The success throwing the ball down the field opened up a couple of lanes there, especially that run by Walker. They're going to have to be able to continue to throw the ball to get back in this game.
Giacomelli checks into the backfield for the first time. Seagreaves is in as a tight end. Under 13 to play in the fourth quarter. Seagreaves is left side of your offensive line. Anthony's in motion. They fake to him. Locke throws it to Giacomelli. There was a lot on that throw. Now, it was catchable, but there was a lot on that throw.
Well, he was getting hammered even if he caught it. There was nowhere to go with this ball. They tried to get him back across, run motion, and then come back across the field, and really nowhere to go for Locke with that ball.
You can see Jack Henderson read that beautifully.
I think you're in 2-down territory here. You're down 14. You've gotten down here. You've struggled throughout the game to move the ball. If you pick up 2 or 3 yards, I think you go for it.
You can get a first down if you just get past the 5-yard line. They're shifting the receivers around. Green is at the bottom of your screen. Anthony at the top. Giacomelli in motion. Locke, pressure's coming. Locke avoids it. Flags come in. They're going to get holding on Wisconsin. Riley Mahlman, the redshirt sophomore from Minnesota, I think was holding Anthony Smith.
Yeah, he was. Number 71. As soon as he got outside, he didn't let go.
Holding. Offense, number 71. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. It's still third down.
Keep your eye right here on the right tackle. He's going to go back, and he's in good position. Fine right here. Good. Right when he gets on the edge, he keeps a hold of that right shoulder pad, and that's an easy call.
Yeah, there was nobody really there for him to shield himself either.
Now you're at 3rd and 17. Now you have to be careful with this ball. You're in field goal range. You just missed you saw Minnesota miss a field goal going this way into the wind. You try to pick up about half the yardage here, Tom.
Walker back into the backfield. High snap handled by Locke. Locke steps up. Locke zips it, and it's nearly intercepted. It was broken up by Kerry Brown. It was intended for Vinny Anthony.
Locke is late with this ball, and Brown almost picks it off. Almost disaster for this Wisconsin. There it is. If it's on time, you got a chance. You can't be late because this defense gets after it.
Let me correct that. That was Bryson Green who was the intended receiver. Anthony was on the near side. So now a field goal attempt. This will be 38 yards.
Struggled last week against Nebraska. 1 for 3 in his last game. That can linger in your mind.
They officially now say 37 yards for Vakos. Good snap, good hold. Kick is on its way, and it is no good. It had the length, but it's off to the right. And a motion from the Minnesota sideline.
Just brutal for Wisconsin. You get a hold that pushes you back, and then you miss the field goal. Minnesota still up 21-7.
Good morning, everybody.
Look at our IHG Hotels and Resorts game recap. It's 21-7 Minnesota. Brosmer 16 of 23, 182 yards. Jackson's been very good. Braden Locke's had a better second half than first half. And they just had a drive where they looked like they were going to get some points, but they were unable to get into the end zone, and they had a missed field goal.
I think Max Brosmer has been very efficient. He hasn't made the big mistakes. He's played within himself. He's taken what the defense has given him, a couple of nice shots to Jackson. The only way they let Wisconsin get back in this game, down 2 scores with 12 minutes left, I think, is if they turn the ball over.
We mentioned it before, no turnovers for either team. This rivalry game, the 134th meeting between the two. Hunter Wohler, who missed last week, he's the outstanding safety for Wisconsin, said, I think it's a little different for me. It hits a little closer to home because I grew up in Wisconsin.
Yeah,
and the importance of this rivalry. And there he is, number 24. Moving in and out of that defense. On First down. Brosmer off the play fake. Brosmer to the middle of the field. It's deflected and incomplete. I think Ben Barton again got his hand and swatted that away.
They just keep mirroring the quarterback. When he starts to throw, you get that hand up there, and this was almost disaster. Excellent job of getting the deflection. Almost led to an interception.
Yeah, because Barton tipped it. Zachman was there, and it was just a little short of him. Each team very even in the plays, but Minnesota, of course, more yardage.
Here's Brosmer altering the play.
Yeah, heading the ball off to Taylor. And Taylor didn't get much up to the 24. Is team spirit in your blood? Prove it. Sign up for the We Give Blood drive today. Well, it's third down, and this is a huge third down for Wisconsin.
The Minnesota team was beating Penn State, had a great opportunity. They had the interception, they had the fumble by Brosmer. That's what got Penn State back in that game, ultimately led to the victory. See if they can avoid those kind of mistakes. They've been really good all year, plus 10 in the turnover ratio Minnesota has.
One of his 3 fumbles this year. Third down, pressure's coming, throws to the middle, diving catch made. Elijah Spencer's got a first down. Those 2 receivers have had big days for Minnesota.
Yeah, just a really good job by Brosmer. He comes back, throws that ball right through the hands, almost deflected again. He has the ball, his arm is underneath. Spencer secures that ball. Big conversion for Minnesota.
Yeah, you're right about that. Hills had both hands up, and he went right between them like they were uprights. A gain of 9. Those 2 receivers we mentioned, Jackson and Spencer, they've been special today. They've combined for 11 catches. And back to Taylor. Sometimes I don't know how that RPO works like that. I mean, that was so late for Taylor to get it.
You're reading that outside edge player. The problem is that Max Brosmer is really not a runner, so you're not worried about him keeping the ball and coming out and running it. So you're crashing on. See, he's reading the outside edge. Taylor just does a really good job avoiding the tackle at first and then continuing to push, get a nice game.
You're right about that. Zachman was not going after Brosmer. He was going right after the run.
Didn't care about him one bit.
Right. Taylor now 92 yards. Difference of about 100 yards on the ground for the 2 teams. And he changes the play, finds Taylor, who goes right into the arms of Kurt Neal.
I feel you, Kurt Neal. Watch him get off this block by the center, right in the middle of your screen. There's the block, 78 trying to block him. Neal gets off the block and then stands him up in the backfield and gets a much-needed tackle for a loss.
Yeah, loss of 1 means it's third down and a little longer for Minnesota. That was a great reaction.
That's what this rivalry means to both these teams. It's such an important game.
And it carries over to the guys that have since graduated from this program, too. Third down at 6. Brosmer lifts it long, and it is dropped off the fingertips of his intended receiver. It was Brockington.
Oh, Tom. Spencer has the opportunity.
Excuse me.
It's a perfect throw. Look at the touch on this ball, and it comes and just goes right off his fingertips.
Elijah Spencer, he went over to the sidelines. His teammates are patting him on the back. So now Minnesota will have to punt. Anthony is back deep to receive this punt. Man, that's a helicopter.
It's okay, though. Gets on the ground and rolls. It's the kind of punt that you can do in college and get away with because the rules allow you to get down the field early.
Well, little snowflakes here in Wisconsin. We've had some punts, guys. Yep, you've been busy today.
The season finale is upon us.
Fresh Pen. And by the Home Depot. Celebrating yesterday with our outstanding crew, our Thanksgiving meal. They are outstanding. Manning the cold outside, little flurries right now.
So much to be grateful for, Tom.
Yep.
One of those things is being able to partner with you and do these unbelievable games and experience college football and all its awesome. I love college football. I love everything about it.
Yeah, the pageantry, the rivalries that we talked about. Our crew was also part of, yesterday we welcomed in the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County and got a chance to play on the field with them, gave them some great gifts to go away, had a meal with them yesterday, which was awesome. We appreciated them coming out.
Little Jersey Mikes.
Little Jersey Mikes. Appreciate the Phillies, the Philadelphia Phillies and the Milwaukee Brewers and the folks, the CBS, just giving out the gifts to the kids. And now with 8:58 to play here in the fourth quarter, 21-7. Let's see if Wisconsin has one last breath. Not much doing there.
If they do, I think it just got knocked out of them there. Because that was a big hit that Walker took. And this is what this Minnesota defense has been doing all day. They have been teeing off in the run game. Two guys colliding at the ball. It's what a defensive coordinator wants to see. Corey Heatherman's got to be thrilled with the way his defense has played, especially against the run. 22 carries, Tom. 36 yards for this Wisconsin offense.
Devin Eastern there, Danny Strigo. Minnesota only allows 302 yards of total offense per game, 12th best in the country. Today they've allowed 152 yards. And Locke is going long, middle of the field, and it is incomplete, nearly intercepted. It was intended for Vinny Anthony. And Ethan Robinson was covering him step by step.
Yeah, Robinson just does a great job, tracks this ball. His eyes are on the ball the whole way. He's playing receiver there, and he almost brings it down. And I love when we talked to Ethan Robinson, and he was talking about Justin Wally and the competitions they have, how they push each other. You know, another one of those guys that came in and has done so much for this Minnesota defense.
All Patriot League selection a year ago at Bucknell. He was the 25th ranked cornerback in the portal. Found a home in Minnesota. Locke, and it's nearly intercepted. Oh man, that would have been a backbreaker.
Well, that was Wally. Yeah, we talked about Wally and Robinson pushing each other. Robinson said when Wally gets a pick six, I got to come back and get one. So Wally saw Robinson make the play and said, I got to step in there and make one. He jumps this route and almost comes up with the interception.
And Wisconsin will have to punt the ball away, and a lot of the fans are starting to head out as the flurries, light flurries are falling here in Madison. Parrish back deep to receive. He stands at his 43. Little stiff arm. Doesn't really free him up, though. He's stopped right at the 40-yard line. R.J. Delancey makes the tackle. 14-point lead for Minnesota with the football. PJ Fleck feeling pretty good right now about the Axe. On CBS, so much will be at stake when we bring you the Big Ten Championship game presented by Discover. Kickoff from Indianapolis is at 8 Eastern here on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. The Oregon Ducks will play either Ohio State, Penn State, or Indiana. All three still alive, but everything's in the hands of the Buckeyes.
Well, the Big Ten has been the best conference in college football this year. There's no doubt about it. And I love saying that.
Yeah, you do. Well, the Axe has made its way to the sidelines. It's on Wisconsin's side of the field because they won it last year. This is such an evenly played series as they give it to Taylor on first down. You know, Minnesota has had so many tight games this season. PJ Fleck's team is 6-5 now. They may pick up their 7th win depending on these last 7.5 minutes go, but it could have been even better for his team.
They easily could be 9-2. You look at their losses, they lose to North Carolina, they have a game-winning field goal that they miss. They're up 14-10 at half against Iowa. Had the chance on the onside against Michigan and lose by 3, and then Rutgers should have beat them, turned the ball over right in the shadow of their end zone, and then last week against Penn State had a great opportunity to win that game as well.
10-0 lead to start that ball game. You saw 7 games this year decided by 1 score, 3 and 4 in those games. Taylor trying to get a first down and stay in bounds, and he does have a first down to the 42-yard line. He's over 100 yards. He's had a fantastic day. It's a gain of 16 to give him 109.
Running the ball, catching the ball out of the backfield, and then blocking on the big touchdown pass that we showed as well. A couple of catches out of the backfield, and just an all-around back who is young and continuing to get better, and a guy that they will feature in the years to come.
23 carries, 109 yards, and Jay's right, he's only a sophomore. 4th game this year with 100 yards or more, 8th in his career already. And he'll go again. And not much is there. John Pius makes the tackle. Still to come, Adam, Aaron, Rick, and BJ put the finishing touches on this one and bring you the best highlights of the day on State Farm College Football Today. Last 2 games, PJ Fleck has watched Darius Taylor pick up 43 rushing yards. Today, he's got 107 yards.
Yeah, he was beat up going into that Rutgers game. They were pretty honest. Maybe shouldn't have played that game, and then not exactly the same against a great Penn State defense.
There's Taylor again. I mentioned 43 yards per game on average the last 2. Don't forget, Stanford and San Jose State are coming up after this one is over.
Yeah, great vision on that play. They're blocking it down. He sees the cutback, turns a 2-yard gain into a 8 or 9 yard gain. It's exactly what PJ Fleck wanted to see. Successful drive, staying on the field, running the ball, chewing up clock.
If 3rd down and 2, you still think they'll just hand the ball off the way they're running the ball right now?
Well, with Brosmer, you get him up to the line of scrimmage and you let him adjust. And if it's a good look for running it, you run it. If not, you throw it.
Brosmer hands the ball off to Taylor, and he's got the 1st down. And that'll move it inside the 30-yard line. That's what we talked about, the average 43 yards on the ground the last 2 weeks. Today, after that gain there of 6 yards, he's over 120.
And with Brosmer, you'd love to have another year with him, because where they've gotten to offensively, what Greg Harbaugh has been able to do, how much he can put on his plate and how much he can handle mentally, you'd sit there and you'd be like, hey, let's bring him back. Unfortunately, they don't have another year with him.
He also embraced this rivalry. Of course, he had rivalries when he was playing for New Hampshire, but probably not at this level with the crowds and everything here. They go back to Taylor. Taylor down to the 25. Let's check in with Tiffany.
Yeah, guys, we had a great talk with Brosmer in our meeting and found out that he's a chess player. He's been playing for 5 or 6 years. He has a coach, but he talked about how it challenges himself in a different way than football, but still has a lot of the same similarities in just decision-making and being fast and efficient, and that's how it translates to the game. But, Jay, you know it's always good for a guy to give himself a break from having a football mind from time to time.
It's got to be the only guy that I know that plays football that has a chess coach as well, Tiffany.
He's remarkable. You know, he's also a musician. He plays the guitar. He wrote a song during the pandemic, an ode to Jack Daniels, which you can find on YouTube, which is an amazing song. And today, I mean, these last couple of drives, he's been handing the ball off, but today, 17 of 26, 191 yards. We've got a timeout on the field. Minnesota in control, and the axe is looming.
WeatherTech presents
Deck the halls with gifts so happy, la 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 la. Made right here so nothing's crappy, la 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 la. Laser measure, perfect fitting, la 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 la. Auto, home, and even pets too. Perfect gifts for me and perfect gifts for you.
Happy holidays start at WT.com.
All right, well, the folks in Wisconsin are getting the axe ready. What happens is it usually stays on one side of the field or over by the goalpost, and the other team, if they win it, come running over and they grab it.
Yeah, probably a little smarter to put it by the goalpost instead of on the sideline.
Right. It's 3rd down and 7 with 3:31 to play. Wisconsin just called the timeout. This whole drive has been on the grounds. Taylor comes in motion into the backfield. They give it to Taylor. And Taylor is wrapped up by Pius and dropped at the 25-yard line. It'll be 4th down. Another timeout called by Wisconsin. We'll step aside as well here in Madison.
Marines,
are made for this. Made for the calling only warriors can answer. Made from an unshakable belief in our nation and a strength that comes from the determination to win together. But you'll have to earn your place among us, because you don't join the Marines. You become one.
We have more college football coming your way today at 4 on CBS, with Stanford taking on San Jose State. Then tomorrow at 3:30, it's big time at the LA Coliseum, where 5th-ranked Notre Dame meets USC. We'll get you set for kickoff at 2:30 with CBS College Kickoff presented by Honda and State Farm. College football today on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. This will be a 43-yard field goal attempt. This is the better end of the field. High snap. The hold is good. Kick is on the way, and it really is the better end of the field. It's 24-7. That was a shot for the Gophers. We'll be back in 30 seconds to Madison.
This is the story of every flight to every place you'll ever have to take ever. There's the one you'll take across an ocean or back home to the kids' table. All the flights to all the places when all your friends get married in the same year. The work one, the fancy work one. The flights you'll take with them and the ones you'll take without them. And all the flights in between. Because when we built the world's biggest airline, we built it around you.
Minnesota's on top 24-7 with 3:19 to play here in the fourth quarter. They've all but put this game away with that field goal attempt. And it's also going to mark the first time in 22 seasons that Wisconsin is not going to finish at the 500 mark, which is an amazing feat for this this great football program, that they've gone that long with so much success.
It really is. I mean, 182 total wins since 2005. You know, the last 20 years, only Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia, Clemson, Oregon, Oklahoma, and LSU have more. They have more wins than Penn State. They have more wins than Michigan, Notre Dame. And that's why it's going to stink for Luke Fickell going into this offseason. So he's going to lost his last 5 games. This active streak of 22 consecutive winning seasons is going to be over. And he's going to be 500 for his career in 2 years here at Wisconsin. A very disappointing start, and he's going to have to go out and have answers to the question of who my offensive coordinator is and how do we function better offensively. They've struggled in his 2 years, and then who my quarterback is going forward.
Yeah, because I don't know if that's been answered at all. Obviously, Tyler Van Dyke's injury, he won't be ready for the start of next year. That ball's deflected out of bounds.
But I don't think you can rely on a true freshman either. You know, I think you're going to have to go out and try to find a quarterback in the transfer portal, much like P.J. Fleck did with Minnesota, who can come in and who can turn around your team and your offense in a hurry.
That deflection is second down and 10. There have been several deflected passes today. It was a better second half for Locke than first half. High snap. They hand the ball off to Walker, and Walker just gets a couple. Strigo makes the tackle. Here are the options. Obviously, Van Dyke, knee injury, out after that Alabama game. They do have the freshman Matoyer, who was a 4-star prospect. They also have the Carter Smith, who flipped from Michigan to Wisconsin, who's a commit as well.
Yeah, and I just think you have to win now if you're Luke Fickell. Next year, he's going to go into that season knowing I have to win, and so you got to get somebody who has experience.
Movement, I believe, on the right side of the Wisconsin offensive line.
False start. Offense, number 56. 5-yard penalty. It's still third down.
See the left side of that offensive line. It moves it back 5 yards. Off to the far side. It's deflected and caught. Oh, great concentration by Kekahuna.
Ethan Robinson, number 2, goes for the interception, gets a hand on it, and like you said, Tom, excellent reaction by Kekahuna.
Tretch is the redshirt freshman from Honolulu. It's a gain of 13. It'll be 4th down at about 1 yard. Again, he's gotten a lot of time today because of the injury to Will Pauling, who did not play today. They give it to Walker, and Walker runs into a crowd. He's not going to get it. An exclamation point for the Minnesota defense, which has played so well today. Two minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Paul Bunyan's axe is going to go back to Minnesota as they'll take the football for the final couple of minutes when we return.
Fuel your fandom. Enjoy the home field advantage at Fairfield, official partner of the NCAA.
Current owners and lessees of an eligible vehicle get this low-mileage lease on this 2024 Cadillac Lyriq all-wheel drive tech for around $339 per month.
Black Friday football on Prime is back. An old-school rivalry for a new game day.
Touchdown! I'm here all day!
The Raiders.
That is intercepted!
The Chiefs.
All the way for the touchdown! Your whole world is black. We got a game, boys!
Raiders, Chiefs. Black Friday football, only on Prime.
It's the fifth time since the two teams have faced each other. It's time now for our play of the game presented by Jersey Mike Subs. So this is Jamison Gears, the tight end. Watch the block by Darius Taylor, and Brosmer finds Gears for the touchdown. That's how we saw it. Now let's hear how it sounded from Mike Grimm.
Spinning is Brosmer. Play action. Blitz comes, picked up, throwing to the corner of the end zone. Gears, does he have it? Yeah! Touchdown! Jamison Gears! And Minnesota has a 3-touchdown lead in the third quarter in Madison. What a throw and what a catch.
Mike Grimm on the Golden Gophers radio network. Matt LePay does the Wisconsin Badgers. Both outstanding college voices. The axe is on the move, ladies and gentlemen.
Physically and metaphorically.
First down, Brosmer, Taylor in the backfield. Trying to run off the last 2 minutes. They give it to Taylor. And Taylor gets down to the 31. Wisconsin can stop the clock one more time if they choose to.
Tom, we just need to give Corey Heatherman a lot of credit. First-time defensive coordinator for the Gophers. Unbelievable job coming in here today. Wisconsin has 36 yards rushing, only 130 through the air. His team played excellent, and he had a great scheme on how to stop this Badgers offense.
PJ Fleck said when he needed a defense coordinator, he knew where to look. He said, I was going to look on Greg Schiano's staff at Rutgers.
Well, there's so much carryover, right? Philosophically and schematically what they want to do on both sides of the ball.
1:20 and counting to play. Taylor again. Might as well let him finish it off. Gets a couple yards down to the 29-yard line. There he is. He's quiet, somewhat stoic, I guess you could say, but he's an excellent coach.
Yeah.
He's intense, yeah.
No, I think he's done an amazing job this year. He really has. To have his team as be a top 10 type defense in the FBS this year, a really good complement to what PJ Fleck wants to do on offense. And, you know, they've had a really good year. We talked about it. They could be very easily 9-2, you know, sitting there getting to 7-5, beating your rival, getting to a bowl game. That's a pretty good season for Minnesota.
And very, very good for the Big Ten as well. Down. Taylor again. A little stiff arm. He's got a first down and more, and he'll slide down smartly inside the 20-yard line. And that'll do it. PJ Fleck and his staff can celebrate. And watch the Golden Gophers. They're looking for the axe. They want it. They're on the prowl right now. Here it comes. Paul Bunyan's axe will return to Minnesota as they have knocked off the Badgers 24-7. What pageantry with Paul Bunyan's axe being the prize.
It's what you